Tathan. For the second time this week, President Trump has suggested the war in Iran could end soon. CBS's Natalie Brand.
Axios had a brief phone call with the president. He said that the war with Iran will end soon because he says there's practically nothing left to target. Now, Axios also reports the president said, anytime I want to end it, it will end. This is kind of similar to what he told CBS News' Weijia Zhang earlier in the week when he said the war was almost complete.
Reporting from Qatar, CBS's Imtiaz Tayeb reports the U.S. targeted Iranian ships in the Strait of Hormuz, and Iran is going after ships and neighboring nations.
It is a very, very dangerous situation that's unfolding in the Strait of Hormuz right now. We have to remember that this is a choke point where 20% of the world's crude oil passes through, and that has ground to a halt. And so the U.S. is concerned, the Gulf is concerned, the world is concerned as this continues.
The International Energy Agency has agreed to release 400 million barrels of emergency oil. The British government today released more files concerning former Ambassador Peter Mandelson's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. CBS's Michael Wallace.
One of the documents released today shows Prime Minister Keir Starmer was warned in December of 2024 that there was a reputational risk to appointing Mandelson as the U.S. ambassador. Starmer is taking a lot of heat for giving Mandelson the job anyway. Starmer fired Mandelson last September after learning Mandelson had maintained contact with Epstein, even after Epstein's 2008 conviction for soliciting a minor for prostitution.
Well, CBS's Allison Keyes reports on pushback to the Trump immigration crackdown and what he and others have said about it.
The United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination says the language used by Trump and other political leaders fosters intolerance and may incite racial discrimination and hate crimes. It points to what it calls growing racist hate speech targeting refugees, migrants, and asylum seekers in the U.S. It also voices grave concern over what it calls a systemic use of racial profiling by ICE and other officers.
Well, CBS's Jim Krasula reports on a break in a 6-year-old cold case.
An 11-year-old girl reported missing in the Los Angeles area in 2020 has been found safe in eastern North Carolina. Authorities in Washington County found the child enrolled at a local school under an alias. She's been taken into protective custody. Children and Family Services believe the child was taken by her mother when she disappeared 6 years ago.
Wall Street, the Dow is down 480. This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here?
How is this possible? Great storytelling starts here.
Oh, come on.
Why? It's time for 60 Minutes.
The Millionaire tax is about to become a reality here in Washington. More on that in just a moment. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Got delays on I-5 northbound this morning. Extra traffic because of the closure of the First Avenue South Bridge. So it's going to take you about an hour to get from Federal Way to Seattle right now. Otherwise, just your typical Wednesday morning slowing to deal with. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite team.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Frank Lindsay. Lawmakers have approved a new income tax on households making over $1 million a year, passing the House last night 51-46 after a 24-hour marathon debate session. Starbucks founder Howard Schultz announcing he's leaving Washington for tax-free Florida because of this. Jason Bickford from Bickford Ford tells the Jake and Spike Show more high earners probably will do the same.
I just see it driving resources away from the state. And I think if there is an imbalance with the tax structure and it is not taxing people at the top enough, other states and countries have done it a different way that doesn't drive resources away.
Democrats like Chapalo Street say they need the $3.5 billion in revenue generated by the income tax to pay for growing needs and a backwards tax structure.
While our economy has changed, our tax code has not kept up. And if we want to provide real tax relief to fund essential services, we can't afford to keep kicking structural tax relief down the road.
The bill heads back to the Senate, then to Governor Ferguson, who says he will sign it. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey will have much more on this in just a couple of minutes with G. Scott. A bill that could let the state remove elected sheriffs is heading to the governor's desk after a final party line vote this week in the Senate. Critics say the bill undermines local voters by giving an unelected state board power over elected officials. Pierce County Sheriff Keith Swank says sheriffs who dare push back get targeted. He told John Curley,
I'm not here for the money. I'm here for do the right thing and bring attention to what's going on.
Bill sponsor Senator John Lovick says It holds leaders to the same rules as the officers they supervise. The measure passed the Senate this week, 30-19. WashDOT says the northbound SR 99 First Avenue South Bridge in Seattle will stay closed through Friday night for temporary emergency repairs. Here's KIRO 7's Paula Tristan Arruda.
The work was supposed to wrap up tonight, but WashDOT crews say cracks in the steel deck grates that were originally found last month, they're worse than they thought. This is phase 1 of the fix to stabilize the bridge.
And you should continue using those signed detour routes and, again, expect traffic delays. Microsoft backing AI company Anthropic in court after the Pentagon labeled its products a supply chain risk. Microsoft calls it vague, unprecedented, and economically harmful. It's asking for a temporary lift so discussions can continue. KIRO News Radio weather is calling for a rainy and windy Wednesday, a high of 51 degrees. It's going to stay wet all through the rest of the week with highs in the mid to upper 40s. It's 42 right now in Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Grateful that you're hanging out with the show. We got a big show today. We got some guests that's going to be on the show. Be prepared for that. At 10 o'clock, Dr. Jason Johnson, key contributor from MSNBC Now. He's going to be joining the show. Looking forward to that discussion. But again, today we have a lot going on, so let's get to it. Let's get to the top stories of the day, brought to you by Pendergast Law. After 24 hours of debate, the Washington State Legislature passed the Millionaire's tax. The bill would levy a 9.9% tax on Washington residents with more than $1 million in annual income. You know, we had to bring in someone who has been on this the entire time. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more. Good morning, Luke.
So much in this. It's happened over the last 24 hours. I mean, they were in nonstop debate on the House floor in Olympia for 24 straight hours. That's crazy. But that's not the rub that we're talking about today.
Okay.
So here's the deal. The bill now travels back to the Senate. It actually, the vote was closer than some expected in the House, 51-46, with 8 Democrats voting against the bill. So now, because there were a few amendments to the bill, it travels back to the Senate. Then it goes to Governor Bob Ferguson's desk. Governor Ferguson was waiting in the wings of the House chambers there during that final vote. He says he's going to sign it the way it is. So it will become law by tomorrow, because tomorrow is the last day of the legislative session. Right. 9.9% tax on households or businesses whose annual income are more than $1 million. Republicans have warned everyone this tax is just the beginning, though. It's going to open the door to an income tax on the middle class and everyone else. Democrats say they need that $3.5 billion in revenue generated by the income tax annually to pay for growing needs across the state, social services, and a backwards tax structure. All right, you ready for the rub now?
Come on.
All right. So we're starting to see some fallout already from people who are going to be impacted by this tax.
Who?
The founder of Starbucks, Howard Schultz.
The one that sold the Sonics away? Howard Schultz?
Howard Schultz.
The one where Starbucks right now is in the news every single day, closing stores down, getting upset about those being unionized. Oh, tell me what Howard Schultz said. Tell me.
I will. It's kind of funny because the Republicans yesterday, part of their stall tactic on this bill was introducing some 60 amendments that all of them failed except for like 3.
Yeah.
One of those was to delay the tax until the NBA approves an NBA team here in Seattle. Speaking of Howard Schultz, I thought that was kind of interesting. So he announced after the vote, after the vote, although he does say in his announcement that it has nothing to do with tax, it has everything to do with being in the sun and fun in Miami, that he and his wife are now leaving Washington State for Miami, where they have no state income tax. You'll remember back when the capital gains tax was passed, Jeff Bezos, the Amazon founder,
he moved to Florida.
Because he makes money selling stocks and that he owns in the company. And what do you have to pay when you sell stocks? Capital gains tax.
Yeah.
A group of 30 businesses in Snohomish County, all led by Jason Bickford at Bickford Ford, are now coming forward, warning lawmakers that more high earners might move away as well. We're seeing with the news announcement that Schultz is leaving. I mean, we're seeing that. So there's that rub. There's also a rub. If you want to get into it, we can talk about next steps after this becomes law.
I do. Let's go.
All right. This will definitely be challenged in court. I mean, if you were going to bet on this, I would say this is probably – you're not going to get good odds on this because everyone believes this will be challenged in court. Former Attorney General Rob McKenna was here on Seattle's Morning News this morning. Just a short time ago, he talked about those challenges.
So now the proponents of this income tax are going to have to argue that your income is not your property. That's what they're going to argue. Sorry, you don't have property rights in your income. That's not within the definition of property.
So what he's saying there is what you're going to have to prove, though, is that there's a lot of case law out there that says if you have an income tax, it has to follow the rules of property taxes, which means that it has to be a uniform tax for everyone. It can't just target a certain section of people. But instead, supporters of the bill argue, this idea, that idea that I just outlined comes from one case from the 1930s, 1933, in fact. Therefore, it's old, it's outdated, and doesn't apply. Here's what McKenna said about that.
It's really astounding to me, actually. But they're trying to say, well, because the decision was from 1933, it's not valid. But in fact, there have been many decisions since then that have reached the same conclusion.
So McKenna says it's an open and shut case. I mean, the tax will be thrown out in court. But supporters, say, no, we need this because we've got to have income to pay for growing needs across the state.
Did Howard Schultz say when he gets ready to leave, is he going to send us a picture of how rough he's living when he's out in Florida? I mean, I'd assume he's going to send us a selfie with his beautiful home in the sunshine. Good for you, Howard. Now, when it comes to the potential of lawsuits, okay, Luke, help us better understand what that means. Does that mean this would delay it going into effect? Talk about that.
That's a great question. I think, and if you have an attorney on the chat line that knows specifically how this happens, that would be great. I think this is how it has to happen. You have to wait until it actually becomes law and goes into effect, because otherwise, what's the basis of the lawsuit?
Right.
So the governor will sign it, and then it'll go into effect next year, I believe. And so that's when you would then, someone out there will have to file a lawsuit saying, hey, this violates my rights under whatever, clause in the Constitution, state Constitution, and then it'll go from there.
All right.
How high it will go, who knows? What if it could go all the way to the Supreme Court?
I do have a recommendation. Look, whether I don't know what side you're on, support or against when it comes to this, but man, do me a favor. Can we get a better example of, oh my gosh, Howard Schultz is leaving? Clutched pearls. The Skykomish K-12 school will remain closed Monday after a PE teacher, coach, was arrested for allegedly raping a student. In a letter, the school said it's remaining closed to allow families to process the events of the last several days. Since Luke Ducey is here and he has been on top of this topic, Luke Ducey, give us some more details about this, because I know that there was a letter. Explain what this new letter is about, who it's from. Come on.
Yeah. So what you're referencing is that in this new letter from the school district that just came out yesterday, kind of later yesterday, that the school will be closed through until next Monday for the community to kind of really start that healing process. You can imagine what they're going through. This is a very small school, Skykomish K-12. It has like 50-some students, 9 teachers total. Very close-knit, small town, close-knit community. So we are expecting, though, that the suspect will be formally charged today.
Okay.
Once he is charged, we will name him, of course. Here is what's going on, though. The rub that's in this letter, a lot of rubs today, in this letter here. What the district now says in their new letter to families, and what deputies are saying in court documents, they absolutely seem to contradict each other. Mm-hmm. The district now says they first learned about the accusations against their teacher on Friday, the day he was arrested. He was arrested during the school day around 3-something in the afternoon, 4-something in the afternoon. And they say they are reviewing their policies and protocols to ensure every employee and student knows how concerns can be reported. That's important to remember. Now, in court documents, King County deputies say students and at least 2 staff members, including a counselor and a secretary, and they named those 2 staff members in the documents, all expressed concerns about the suspect and the victim, and the school's principal, according to these court documents, required another student, not an adult, to be present whenever the two were in the same room. So it's difficult to imagine a scenario where both of those things are true. Let's kind of break that down a little bit. If the district is trying to say, G, they didn't learn about the accusation from King County investigators until Friday, well, they didn't spell that out in their letter, their newest letter. And that would be 2 letters now that they didn't spell that out in. Reading between the lines a little bit, the district could be saying staff didn't report their concerns up the chain in a proper manner, hence the district's letter reviewing those reporting policies.
Right.
And or because the source that told King County deputies about staff members expressing concern was not a staff member, the source's name is actually redacted, the district might be saying nobody expressed concerns to them. All that said, what doesn't add up is why, according to court documents, the principal then mandated the suspect could no longer meet one-on-one with the victim. Why would that happen? So far, the district hasn't answered any of our questions.
Well, I'm looking right here at this response, and I see the Skykomish School District letterhead. And when I see the letterhead, I'm assuming, oh, this is official, right? And in this official statement, it starts out, Luke, and it says, last Friday, March 6th, we learned of accusations against an employee of the Skykomish School District. So stop right there. So I see that they say we learned then, but I'm confused because according to the police report, King County Police Report, they say, and they literally name specifically someone, a counselor, and someone in the office. And then they also talk about what you just said, how the principal had a new way for this coach teacher to deal with one student alone, said, no, you have to have another student. So I'm really confused, but I know you, Luke, you'll stay on top of this story. So thank you so much, Luke. Really appreciate
absolutely.
that. There's a lot of stuff we need to also continue to talk about. Here we go with that. The King County Sheriff's Office is promoting new data suggesting that their jurisdiction is considerably safer than it was a year ago. Homicides and property crimes are now down 19%. Aggravated assaults down 22%. And robberies are down 40%. Overall, it amounts to a drop of 22%. Now, you know what? I heard those numbers, and I believe those numbers. The thing is that if you heard that and you're like, it just doesn't feel like it. Well, I thought something was interesting because my good buddy, Omari Salisbury, over at Converge Media, he sat down with the chief of police. Shout out to the chief of police, Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes. He sat down with him, and there's one crime statistic that he's still concerned about. And I want to let you hear what was said.
The most alarming statistic that I saw in the data was that we had a 63% increase in juveniles listed as suspects in crime between the ages of 13 and 17. And that should give everyone pause.
And that's the part that I think that really stands out to, well, let me speak for myself. It really stands out to me. Not saying that young kids have never committed crimes, but it just seems and feels like every single time that you're hearing about some violent crimes and all those things, it comes at the hand of these young teenagers. So to hear this statistic talking about there has been a 63% increase in crimes involving teens, that does kind of make sense. Now, we talked about the income tax, and, you know, that has been a real topic. A lot of people have been texting in about those things. So I want to just do this because wherever you are, you know, people are saying, oh, now, gee, all the millionaires and business people are going to leave here. And that might be true. I'm not saying that that's not the thing, but I find something interesting. The millionaire tax passes in Washington, and suddenly everybody's worried about the millionaires. Think about that for a second. People who are already financially stable, already sitting on more wealth than most families will ever see in their lifetime, are the ones that we now are rushing to defend? I think that's awesome. I love that there's so many people that are defending the millionaires. But where's that same energy for the people that are struggling? Could you imagine this? Could you imagine if we had the same energy for the people struggling to pay their bills in this state? Oh, we would actually decrease homelessness then. You see, it feels like we only care about people when they're just all the way out of the house, living on the streets. Now it's like, hey, we want to get some services for you. What about the people living paycheck to paycheck? What about the people that can barely afford to pay their rent? Housing affordability through the roof. Wages are to the floor. What about that? Where's the outrage when a family can't afford rent? Where is the concern when somebody is choosing between groceries and gas? I'm not saying, look here, you want to take up for the millionaires? Great. And by the way, I'm not disrespecting you millionaires. Love you. I just want to see that same energy for the people that are struggling. Where is the compassion when someone needs food assistance just to make it through the month? It's interesting because I've had people here on this station right here. And about when people want SNAP benefits, they love to tell you how they're abusing the system. They love to tell you how lazy they are. They love to tell you that if your job isn't paying good enough, you need to go get a better job. You're not making enough money, you need to work harder. You know, we've built a strange culture. It's interesting. I've learned a lot. And I'll tell you what, I know less today than I did 20 years ago. Doing this whole media thing and being here, boy, I see a lot of things. Sometimes it's like eating a hot dog with no hot dog in there. You're just eating a bun with some ketchup. It's a whole lot of talk with no substance. When someone is rich, we call them hardworking and successful. When someone is broke, why do we call them lazy? If someone is poor, we say that they should just work harder. I don't get this system. Every time something bad happens to people with the least amount of power, we love to blame them. We don't question the system, but we literally question the victim. And now today, there's a 9.9 tax that has passed, and oh my goodness, my text messages blows up, my inbox blows up. Gee, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what? I tell you what. For everybody that says I don't know what I'm talking about, fair. I tell you what I do know. I do know that the United States of America and the state of Washington has a history on the record of not caring about poor people. Want to know how I know? Because I used to be that. And I remember then, and I remember the conversations, and I will never forget. And therefore, because I won't never forget, I won't stop talking. You see, y'all can get on here with all this rosy stuff and, oh my gosh, we love you and we want to do this for you. And sometimes it's all smoke and mirrors. A lot of folks are just making money. And it's interesting because in America, you make money off of people not making money. You literally make money off the backs of poor people. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know about this income tax. I don't know about all the lawsuits, but I do know this. We have a history of not caring about poor people. Man, I wish y'all keep that energy that y'all got for the millionaires today and about Howard Schultz getting ready to move. I want y'all to have that same energy when that family can't pay that rent and they struggling. Hey, we got a guest on the show coming up next. Did you know the state board is investigating 7 cases involving the sheriff of Pierce County, Keith Swank? Well, we got a concerned citizen that will join us next to discuss. Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
2 competing budget proposals. Senators want to be aggressive, they say.
Traffic.
We have a stall on westbound 16.
Conversation.
If they pass this thing and Governor Ferguson signs it into law, I think there's going to be a mass political sea change in Washington State.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They're bringing it home again.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Don't wait. Insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
A 20-year study published in Current Biology showed a sizable increase in fatal accidents following spring daylight saving time. Pay attention and slow down. Many drivers are dealing with less sleep and an adjustment to their routines. If you, a friend, or family member are involved in a car accident, call CAR. The Herald Car Law Offices have 7 locations across Western Washington to serve accident victims, and they are at their best when dealing with insurance companies. Focus on your recovery while the team at the Herald Car Law Offices tracks down paperwork and communicates with insurance on your behalf. Not only will they help you recover the amount you deserve from insurance, they'll save you a lot of time and money in trying to do it yourself. They understand how difficult it is to recover from a serious injury, while they hold the insurance company or other negligent party accountable. Herald Car Law Offices can help. Go to carlaw.com. That's C-A-R-R, carlaw.com. Car accident? Call CAR.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
There is one real estate agent who's been helping KIRO listeners longer than anyone else, and that's Wes Jones with sellwithwes.com. Wes, you've helped KIRO listeners in good markets and more difficult ones. What do you think has been the secret to your success?
Thanks, Brandy. Experience has taught us that to outperform the market, we needed to do things differently from the status quo, that we needed to do more. Our exclusive system covers innovative marketing locally and internationally, leading to more eyeballs on your home, better listing prep for better showings, negotiation strategies that eliminate pesky buyer contingencies, and generate stronger offers. Through our exclusive client programs, our sellers enjoy an extraordinary marketing experience utilizing techniques a traditional agent cannot offer.
So if you want to sell your home faster, at a higher price, and with fewer contingencies, if you want more, visit sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com. A better way to sell your home.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
You know the one question that guys hate to have asked of them by their wives, Nick?
I can take a good guess.
I know you know 100 of them. This is the worst one. Do these jeans make my butt look big?
Whoa.
Can't answer that one, right? What I've noticed is whenever you ask me questions like that, I just simply say, oh, I don't know. What did the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic say?
Well, the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic would tell me that my butt looks great in those jeans now that my hormones are balanced.
What'd they do? Did they give you something to bring your weight down?
No, just a result of having my hormones balanced caused me to lose weight. Who would have known? I had no idea that would be a result of it.
So that's good. So the answer is you look great. You're beautiful.
I feel great. I look great.
Yeah.
And I know it.
I've also noticed that your testosterone makes you a little feistier than you normally are, as my beautiful Greek wife.
I might be small, but I have a loud bark.
Yes, you do. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Yikey wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Frank Lindsay. The hotly debated tax on millionaires passed the Washington State Legislature Tuesday. This after a 24-hour debate on the House floor.
There are 51 yeas, 46 nays, 1 excused.
Having received a constitutional majority, engrossed substitute Senate Bill 6346, as amended by the House, is declared passed.
The bill would impose a 9.9% tax on Washington residents with more than $1 million in annual income. Now goes back to the Senate and then on to the governor. Charges could be filed any time against the 62-year-old Skykomish K-12 gym teacher arrested on suspicion of sexually assaulting a student. District now has hired a PR firm and issued a letter saying administrators had no prior knowledge, but King County deputies say students and at least 2 staff members did raise concerns. Iran has attacked commercial ships across the Persian Gulf and targeted Dubai International Airport, escalating a campaign of squeezing the energy-rich region as global energy concerns mounted as American and Israeli airstrikes pound the Islamic Republic. Now, when it comes to the war with Iran, President Trump has cycled from calls for unconditional surrender to sounding amenable to an end state in which Iran trades one hardline Ayatollah for another. Meanwhile, Washington Democratic Congressman Adam Smith tells CNN the objective is still not clear.
It has been a massive disruption to accomplish what? To degrade Iran's missile capability for some period of time. Is it 6 months? Is it a year? We don't know, but it seems unlikely that it has any sort of permanency to it. It weakened them, sure.
A rare blizzard warning in place for the Washington Cascades and Olympics for tonight. The warning means heavy snowfall, wind speeds of at least 35 miles an hour, and as a result, poor visibility below a quarter mile. For the mountains, between 2 and 4 feet of snow expected through Thursday morning. You can read more about this on mynorthwest.com. An earthquake hit northeast of Olympia this morning. Here's KIRO 7's Dee Dee Sun.
It happened at 3:49 a.m., registering at a magnitude of 2.9, making it harder to feel because it's pretty small. The depth measuring at just under 17 miles.
No injuries or damage reported, but again, some people did feel some light shaking. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 413 points right now. The NASDAQ is down a little under a point, and the S&P is down 17. KIRO News Radio traffic. We got a crash 705 northbound near Schuster Parkway. A left lane block there at last check. And we got slow traffic in lots of spots. Federal Way to Seattle. It's going to take you 51 minutes. Alderwood to South Center on 405. 74 minutes right now. And if you head through I-5 to get from Alderwood to South Center, it'll take you 81 minutes. Bothell to Bellevue, about a 30-minute drive. This traffic report is brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Find your pot of gold at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Save up to 20%. Plus, enjoy 12 months, same as cash financing. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com now. Weather forecast, rainy and windy today, high of 51. Rain 46 on Thursday. Pretty much same deal on Friday and Saturday, too. It is 42 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Yeah, I know. Ursula will be back next week. And when she comes back, the Gee and Ursula Show will go back, and that way the news will be a lot softer. Because sometimes when Gee's by himself, he says things, and sometimes it's just... He could have said it in a softer way. I just didn't like his tone. She'll be back soon. And then when she comes back, I'll go back to being happy-go-lucky. Hey, there's a story out of Pierce County that's raising some serious questions about leadership of the Sheriff Keith Swank. Right now, the Washington Criminal Justice Training Commission is investigating 7 separate cases tied to complaints about the sheriff's conduct. Those cases stem from public records, statements, and actions that critics say raise concerns about professionalism, transparency, and potential bias. Well, one of the people who helped bring some of those records to light is Pierce County resident Kristen Gledhill, who filed a series of public records requests along with a small group of residents. Kristen joins us right now to talk about what she found and why she started digging into this in the first place. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning. Good morning, G. Thank you for asking the questions. I'm happy to be here.
Now, do I call you Kristen or Christy?
Call me Christy. It makes me
Christy.
feel a little more comfortable.
Yeah, that's
My
that.
mom calls me Christy.
See, I knew it. That's that Midwest stuff. But we get right to it. I first want to ask this: what first raised your concern about Sheriff Swank that made you start filing public records requests?
Yeah, well, when he was campaigning back in 2024, I understood that he was under investigation by the Seattle PD for some of his online behavior, and which we now know he would have been fired for if he hadn't quit. But he had quit before he got elected, and he said he told everyone that God told him to run for Pierce County Sheriff, which, got my hackles up a little bit. And I understood that most people in Pierce County did not know that that kind of thing was going on. He was campaigning, and these types of things were known about him, but not everybody knew it. And so that's how my attention got snagged on him. And so, I ended up not voting for him, but enough people did that he got elected. And then as he started to serve, and some of the things that he was saying and doing made me and some other people understand that we have got to keep an eye on what is happening here. We knew that he was under investigation, and then the Seattle PD came out and said that he'd have been fired if he hadn't quit. He comes in swinging at the council and at the executive and at the prosecutor, and he hires his own private attorney, and he's setting up these combative relationships in all corners of the county. Yeah. And then he continues that same kind of behavior for which he would have been fired from the Seattle PD. He's online making bullying, threatening comments about like denigrating immigrants and LGBTQ people, making a lot of comments about trans people, which he really has a problem with. He has problems with protesters. And then he's also speaking at mega churches. He's making public appearances with other constitutional sheriffs. He's traveling to Washington, D.C. with the constitutional sheriffs, talking with Pam Bondi. And so he's repeatedly voicing this desire he has to work with ICE. Like, he's really itching to work with ICE. Yeah. Despite, he's violating directly the Washington Keep Washington Working Act. So all of this made us kind of sit up and say, we need to get to the bottom of what he's actually doing.
Christy, how long have you lived in Pierce County?
Well, I've been in the Pacific Northwest for 30 years, most of that time in Pierce County. I lived in Burien for a little while, but I've lived kind of all over Pierce County, and now in Gig Harbor.
Have you ever did a public records request on a sheriff before in your life before this? No. And you know what I have to say, it's something that I never maybe even thought I would do. But the more this kind of thing came up, and the more I understood the people around me were saying, now, are we talking about the sheriff of Tacoma? They weren't clear on who he even was. And they would also say, ooh, I hope I didn't vote for him. And I thought, oh, you probably did, though, because he's got a cool last name. He showed up reasonably well on the voters pamphlet. So I thought it is up to someone to make sure that we know more about him and that information gets out there. And I have a long history in public relations and communications and nonprofits. And so I can write a press release, I can ask a question. And so I decided to do that. So we started asking questions. A team of us kind of got together, not to gum up the works of the public records team, but to really ask some questions about, like, what is he talking about with DOJ and DHS or other Trump administration officials? What is he doing to collaborate with ICE? What is this relationship he has with his attorney, Joan Mell?
What did he do in D.C. last April with Sheriff Wagner and the other constitutional sheriffs? He maintains that he doesn't owe us that information because he paid for it on his own dime, but he was there as the sheriff, so I maintain that he does. So we asked him a lot of questions, and this was like last fall and winter, and we are still waiting for a lot of that information to come in because, as you might imagine, that department is inundated with requests for information since he has been elected, and they are 2 staff down right now. So I'm expecting new records at the end of April, but we don't have that much that is conclusive. However, the records request that I filed with the Criminal Justice Training Commission did, like, immediately they came back and said, yep, he's got these 15 complaints against him. It's resulted in 8 cases. 2 of them have been condensed. And then, you know what, in the last few days, 2 more cases against him. So instead of 7 cases now, he has 9 cases against him that are being, I should say, cases that are being investigated right now.
You're listening to the voice of Christy Gledhill. She is a citizen of Pierce County, and she has filed a series of public records requests along with a small group of friends and residents. You know, we only got a couple minutes, and I think this part is really important. And one of the things that I talk about on this show is what can we all agree on? And by the way, I live in Pierce County. Shout out to all the beautiful people in Pierce County. Hey, Christy, what is something that we can agree on when it comes to who's in charge of public safety?
Yeah. Well, we did this same group of friends got together and put together a forum in January, and we put together a public safety survey. And it is not surprising to me that there is really a broad definition of public safety. Residents see safety as more than just cops and guns, right? It's freedom from fear, it's civil rights protections, it's access to housing, food, healthcare, and safe infrastructure. The safety depends on accountability. So like transparency, enforceable leadership oversight, and responsive institutions mean a lot for people in terms of public safety. They also said at the time, we asked specific questions about collaborating with ICE, and they said that, that doesn't make us feel safe. And so I don't think that, side to side, we're that different in our belief about what makes us feel safe in our communities. Can I walk down the street with my family at night and feel safe? Do I feel like I am represented and my voice counts in this county? Do I feel like law enforcement is on my side and will come help me if I need help? He's making it difficult for people to answer those questions and feel good about it, especially in impacted communities, right? The LGBTQ community, really not feeling safe these days. Immigrants or people who look like immigrants, not feeling particularly safe in Pierce County these days. So that's this makes sense to me, that people just want to feel safe, and that increasingly his words and actions are coming to the attention of people who are like, wait a minute, this doesn't include everybody. Who are you serving in this office?
Christy Gledhill, we're so grateful that you took the time to come on our show. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm grateful to you. Thank you very much, Gee.
All right. Have a great time out there in Michigan, and looking forward to getting back to Pierce County. Pierce County misses you already.
All right, I am. Okay.
Thanks, Christy.
Bye-bye.
Take care. All right. Jacob, by the way, Jacob is the producer today.
That's right.
Jacob, can I get a little softer on the show, because people are emailing like, Gee, your tone, you chill out. So how about we have a break and we play a game? No, we're not playing a game. It's not Would You. What are we doing at 9:47?
Would you rather? It is a game, right?
Today's Wednesday, right?
So
Nah,
what does
I tell you what we talk about. We'll talk about something else. We'll figure it out. We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, it's Jake Skorheim. March is the start of spring, as we all know, and my outdoor to-do list is already growing. Fortunately, Valentine Roofing has my back and yours when it comes to checking off those honey-do list jobs. And with Valentine's huge March promotion, they're not only going to take care of you this year, they have you covered for next year, too. This month only, you can get a free year of roof maintenance when you purchase a new roof. Then you can enjoy seasonal checkups and professional care to keep your new roof looking its best. Plus, they have flexible financing with payments as low as $159 a month. And the Valentine experience, as we all know, seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and extra mile service. So it's no surprise that Valentine Roofing was voted 2025 Gold Best Roofing Company in the Seattle Times Best in the Pacific Northwest Awards. To take advantage of Valentine's free year of roof maintenance when you purchase a new roof, call 206 Roofing. That's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
Mariners fans, the 2026 season is officially on deck. And Cal, Julio, and the defending AL West champs are ready to feed off your energy at T-Mobile Park. Be here for every monster home run.
There it is, number 60. The magical tour of Cal Raleigh just continues.
Every 100-mile-per-hour heater.
He throws it and the ball game's over. Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Every clutch moment.
A bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
It's going to be an epic 50th season, and you won't want to miss it. Mariners baseball. Try to answer. Lock in your spot for the season with a Mariners Reserved membership. Get the best seats at the best prices for 20 games of the whole season, plus amazing perks like guaranteed postseason access, year-round savings, and more. Memberships start under $500. Find your plan at mariners.com/26.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7 years before they buy a new TV? That's a lot of time in front of one TV. So why not get one of the best sets for the next 7 years, like one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony models? Too expensive? What if you could get up to $1,000 trade-in for your old set? Who would do a stupid deal like this? Right now, at Video Only, you can get big bucks for your old set as a trade-in and a hot price on the new models. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only.
this way, Nick?
Oh, yeah, a little Run DMC in there for you.
Oh, yeah. By the way, when I first heard this song in the 80s, I was like, this kind of like, that was a great mix
It was one of the first fusions of rock and hip-hop.
Yeah. To this day, I love rock music. Like, that's my thing. Okay, coming up at 10 o'clock, Dr. Jason Johnson, that's right, contributor to MS Now, is going to join the show. Got to talk to Dr. Jason Johnson. It's been a minute. You guys have probably seen him on TV and all that. He joins us at 10. But right now we need to talk. So on Monday, my main man Nick and I and Paul, we talked about, and I'm asking you, what's more important to you? A WBC championship, the World Baseball Classic, or a World Series? Now, let me raise my hand. Me personally, World Series. But I think that it's just us here in the United States that we just care about it, because I got to tell you, there's this attitude or their lack of knowing the rules that I'm just completely shocked that happened. And it's further proof that we don't care, including the manager of the WBC USA team. I don't think he cares. He cares less than little league parents across the country. Because I tell you what, you let a coach not know the rules in little league and watch how. Have y'all ever been around some disgruntled parents about a coach? Team USA coach Mark DeRosa, before last night's game, thought that they didn't need to beat Italy to advance. Listen to this.
Ton of respect for Italy. It's weird. We want to win. We want to win this game, even though our tickets punched to the quarterfinals. Because
stop right there. Hold up. Hold up.
Hey.
Hold up. My man said. He said even though our tickets punched. Huh? Nick. Now I asked on Monday. Do we care more about the World Series? I'm still, look, no matter what happens, I'm still selfishly telling y'all I care about the World Series. But I'm telling you, these other folks, even though they play in America, I've been told, I got some inside, they care about the WBC.
Yeah, and it seems like there's more pride in their countries versus the USA, because it seems like with the U.S. team, it seems like they don't even care about the World Baseball Classic because their manager can't even read the rules of what's going on here.
That's what I'm saying.
And this is just a group set of what's going on with the team. You've got all different kinds of messaging coming from all different kinds of players.
Yeah.
First, you got Cal Raleigh, who won't shake Randy Rosarena's hand, saying, I'm taking it real seriously. There's a high competition here. But then on the other hand, you got a pitcher, Tarek Skubal, who quits after one game because he's like, I thought this was going to be an all-star game. I thought this was just going to be one thing, so I'm leaving. And now you got Mark DeRosa, the manager, saying, oh, we've already won. It's all in the bag for us, when they could be eliminated tonight if Mexico beats Italy. And then you got another guy on the team, Bryce Harper, who's saying, well, this ain't no Olympics. If it really mattered, it'd be in the Olympics, but it's just the World Baseball Classic. So you got a bunch of different guys saying a bunch of different teams. They can't get on the same page. So according to the U.S. team, I don't really think they care. And it's really hard to root for them right now because they're being very dumb at this point.
Yeah. Now check this out. After the game, Mark DeRosa, the coach, listen what he said after the game. He talked about he misspoke. By the way, why we always using misspoke? Check this out.
yeah, I misspoke. I was on hot stove with a couple buddies today and completely misread the calculations. We knew that Mexico was going to play Italy and then running all the numbers with if we lost tonight with the runs allowed and runs.
Oh no! Whoa! Wait. Now imagine this. Imagine this coach is in charge of an 11U baseball team, and he's saying, "Look, imagine he's sitting with the parents. It's after the game. Parents got them red cups. By the way, Jacob, what do them parents be having in them red cups?
I did not grow up with parents having red cups at my soccer games. This seems like a new phenomenon.
I don't think it's grape juice, that's for sure.
Okay. but wait, imagine this dude sitting in front of the parents. 11-year-olds, it's not that serious. So you think. So check this out. Listen to what he says.
Yeah, I misspoke. I was on hot stove with a couple buddies today and completely misread the calculations. We knew that Mexico was going to play Italy and then running all the numbers with if we lost tonight with the runs allowed and runs scored and outs. So I just misspoke.
Could you imagine the heat that the parents would give him? You don't know what the rules are going?
Yeah, I misspoke. You know what? I gotta admit something to y'all. Now, I'm Gen X. So we grew up with a lot of Jerry Springer, Maury Povich. You are not the father. We grew up with Sally Jesse Raphael. I mean, if you stayed homesick from school, these are some of the shows you watch. Jerry. And so here's what I want to admit to you guys. I like drama. And let me tell you why. I am more excited now about the WBC than ever before.
I think it'd be hilarious if the U.S. lost at this point. Thinking it's in the bag.
Like, I cannot wait for baseball season. So I figured it out. Now, you didn't watch Jerry Springer, did you, Jacob?
Not a whole lot.
See, you grew up. You grew up a great life. Now, if you're listening right now, I don't know what it was about Jerry Springer. You could not look away. Oh, it was trash TV.
Or Maury Povich. You are not the father.
I mean, Maury was so good. And by the way, I used to say, by the way, my mom and dad, turn that trash off. In fairness to Jerry Springer, yes, there was a lot of, stuff and drama, but did y'all remember Jerry Springer used to have a good message at the end? Like, he would really give you some positive feedback. I don't know. I'm telling on myself, but I did tell you, I like drama.
Do you think Mark DeRosa is going to get the call back for being coach next World Baseball Classic?
No. Hey, you know what Mark DeRosa getting ready to go do? Go into politics. It's the only profession that you ain't got to know what you're doing.
It's the only thing that makes sense, yeah.
Hey, coming up next, Dr. Jason Johnson joins the show. It's Gee and Ursula.
Many financial plans include some level of tax awareness. When retirement begins, considering taxes isn't enough. One overlooked tax decision can quietly cost families thousands over time. At Madrona Financial and CPAs, your plan isn't built around products. It's built around coordination. Licensed CPAs and experienced advisors working together, aligning investments, retirement income, and intergenerational planning using tax-efficient strategies. Madrona Financial and CPAs. Planning built on credentials. Madrona Financial Services is an SEC-registered investment advisor.
A 20-year study published in Current Biology showed a sizable increase in fatal accidents following spring daylight saving time. Pay attention and slow down. Many drivers are dealing with less sleep and an adjustment to their routines. If you, a friend, or family member are involved in a car accident, call CAR. The Herald Car Law Offices have 7 locations across Western Washington to serve accident victims, and they are at their best when dealing with insurance companies. Focus on your recovery while the team at the Herald Car Law Offices tracks down paperwork and communicates with insurance on your behalf. Not only will they help you recover the amount you deserve from insurance, they'll save you a lot of time and money in trying to do it yourself. They understand how difficult it is to recover from a serious injury, while they hold the insurance company or other negligent party accountable. Herald Car Law Offices can help. Go to carlaw.com. That's C-A-R-R. carlaw.com. Car accident? Call CAR.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers
get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We've got a surefire way for you to feel lucky this St. Paddy's Day. Get a saltwater hot spring spa from Olympic Hot Tub. Take advantage of big savings and get 5 years to pay for it, interest-free. But hurry, this deal ends St. Patrick's Day. OlympicHotTub.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Trump has seemed to suggest for the second time this week that the war in Iran might not last much longer. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
In a brief interview with Axios, President Trump said, quote, "There's practically nothing left to target in Iran." The president also said, quote, "Little this and that. Anytime I want it to end, it will end." The president also confirmed U.S. strikes yesterday destroyed 16 Iranian mine-laying boats, which were trying to position mines in the Strait of Hormuz.
Iran has counterattacked, hitting ships and other countries, such as Qatar. CBS's Imtiaz Tayyab is there.
Qatar has been defending itself. You know, every few hours or so, we hear the sound of loud explosions, which are essentially missile intercepts when it comes to Iranian missiles or Iranian drones. And I have to tell you, even though Iran has been degraded militarily, very clearly so, those strikes are still relatively frequent.
The International Energy Agency has agreed to release 400 million barrels of emergency oil. The gas price rise in this country has caused rideshare drivers like Lawrence Woods in Florida to be more choosy about the jobs he takes.
Do a little bit of local rides instead of doing, bigger rides, or not accept the longer rides because it's not going to be worth it.
Iran's sports minister said today it can't take part in the upcoming Soccer World Cup because of U.S. attacks on his country. Now to Washington, where Tennessee Republican James Comer and other lawmakers are deposing a man who used to work as an accountant for the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
There's information that we have from some of the victims that we're going to ask. Obviously, there are a lot of financial records that we have questions about, and just an overall curiosity of where the money came from.
It's a day to clean up in several states after a jolt from violent weather.
At least 2 people were killed as tornadoes swept across parts of Illinois and Indiana. The tiny community of Lake Village, Indiana, was especially hard hit. Lori Postma is with the local volunteer fire department.
We will be working feverishly to bring our little town back to where it once was. We are a very strong community, and we will be just fine.
More severe weather, including tornadoes, is possible today from Texas and Louisiana to the mid-Atlantic. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Consumer prices rising last month 2.4% from a year ago. CBS's Jill Schlesinger.
What the Fed is left with is a still high inflation rate, along with a slowdown in job creation. The Fed meets next week. It's likely not to take any action.
This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at JTV.com.
The Millionaire tax is passed, but we can likely expect court challenges. More on that from a former state attorney general in just a moment. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. We do have some longer than usual travel times this morning. Alderwood to South Center via 405 will take you 69 minutes, 77 minutes if you use I-5. Federal Way to Seattle, it's getting better, but still it's about a 42-minute drive. Normally this time of day it's about 25. Everett to Seattle, big delays, 78 minutes. Normally that is a 38-minute drive. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. Governor Ferguson is expected to sign the Millionaire tax into law. Passed the House yesterday after more than 24 hours of debate. Former State Attorney General Rob McKenna tells Seattle's Morning News it will likely be challenged in court.
So now the proponents of this income tax are going to have to argue that your income is not your property. Sorry, you don't have property rights in your income. That's not within the definition of property.
Says there is a lot of case law that says you can have an income tax if it follows the rule for property taxes. That means it has to be uniform for everyone. Founder of Starbucks says he's leaving the state of Washington. Howard Schultz announced yesterday he and his wife are moving to Miami, and this was just after the Millionaire tax passed. But Schultz says the move is about family and sunshine, not taxes. Iran's sports minister says the country cannot take part in the 2026 FIFA World Cup match hosted here in Seattle. Times reports the decision is a response to recent military actions and the uncertainty surrounding safety conditions for players and fans. Washington State Senator Leonard Christian is off a state oversight board after using a slur during a debate last week. Spokane Valley Republican used the word while arguing against a bill about services for people with developmental disabilities.
Language, Senator Christian. Language.
Thank you, Mr. President. I guess I needed that list of words I cannot say. That would be very helpful.
Democratic lawmakers, disability advocates, and his own party leader condemned the remark. Lieutenant Governor Denny Heck replaced Christian with Senator Nikki Torres on the Child Welfare Oversight Board yesterday. Christian says he was using strong language to make a point, and he has not apologized. Seattle won't be getting any new detention centers for at least a year. The city council unanimously passed a moratorium yesterday to block new facilities in the city. That's according to the Seattle Times. KIRO Newsradio weather is calling for a rainy and windy day today. 51 degrees this afternoon. The rain will continue Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll have highs all 3 days in the mid to upper 40s. And that blizzard warning going into effect tonight for the mountains. And that's going to bring some snow, of course, lots of snow, poor visibility, and some pretty windy conditions both in the mountains and down here in the lowlands as well. It's 43 degrees right now in Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Thank you guys for being here. Nick is here. Good morning to you, Nick.
Good morning.
In full transparency, as you guys know, the producers kind of been musical chairs these days, but we got the boss of all the producers. Some of you all know him. You know Jacob Rummel.
The executive.
He's the executive. So just think, I am being on my best behavior because he's considered one of the bosses. Good morning, Jacob.
I'm just learning this was your best behavior. That's really interesting.
Yeah, look, don't tell anybody. I am easy to work with.
I know this has been a breeze for me.
Okay, good. Hey, coming up at 10:33. Have you pulled out of your 401k lately? Because there's record numbers of people that are. We'll discuss that next. But right now, you've seen him on MS Now, breaking down politics, cultures, and issues that are shaping our country. He's a political scientist, professor at Morgan State University, and one of the sharpest analysts when it comes to the intersection of politics, policy, power here in America. Dr. Jason Johnson joins us now. It's been a long time.
I shouldn't have left you. In fact, Gee, I think this is the first time we've been on air since the now entirely gutted championship Seahawks victory in the Super Bowl. Seems how traded and lost like a third of the starting team. But yes, this is our first time talking since the victory.
By the way, if you're listening, you probably see him on TV on MS Now. Dr. Jason Johnson is a big time Seahawks fan, so he enjoyed the Super Bowl just as much as we did. All right, let's get to it. Right now, you are in the know. What's the biggest political story in America right now that people are talking about that are closest to the White House, to the Congress, and all that? What is that, sir?
It is the war in Iran. Okay. That is the biggest thing that people in Washington, D.C. are talking about. Outside of Washington, D.C., it's the fact that gas prices have gone up by like 80 cents in certain parts of Southern California. But within Washington, D.C., the war, the lack of the lack of strategy in the war, the lack of common sense behind the war, the fact that the public not only doesn't want this war, the military doesn't want this war, nobody sees any purpose for the war. That's the biggest story here in Washington, D.C. right now. And I got to be honest with you, like, it's very easy to say, like, I'm not in favor of war, because most people aren't, right? Most people don't like the idea of, allegedly 200 girls being killed in a girls' school in Iran with, a U.S. Tomahawk missile. Most people don't like that. But I think what we're seeing now is not just anti-war people saying, I don't like the war. You're even hearing hawkish and military people say, we can't afford this. It doesn't make sense. And we lack the boots on the ground, the capacity, the will, and the financing to do what Trump even says he wants to do. So those are like the two big contrasting stories. And, and Epstein.
Right. Okay, well, let's go ahead and let's talk about what's going on in Iran. And with that, in your best way, why did this even happen? Because we Americans, right, we're like, hey, we woke up, I didn't know that there was a threat. I had no idea. Why did this even go down in the first place, Dr. Johnson?
It went down in the first place because of several reasons.
Okay.
One, there's a great clip. It's like a supercut that they had on The Daily Show months ago, where it was all this supercut of like Benjamin Netanyahu throughout his entire political career saying that Iran was like an imminent threat, right? Like, and they it's part of the comedy, but it's like, this guy has been saying that Iran was like a week away, 7 days away, 5 minutes away. Like, it's like basically like Uber nukes was on its way, right? When it comes to Iran. He's been doing it for 30 years. And for 30 years, Netanyahu has been trying to find an American president who was gullible enough to go along with his desire to attack Iran. And finally, he found one. I mean, like, it's not like the United States has a warm relationship with Iran, but Barack Obama, President Obama, established the sort of Iran nuclear deal. It seemed like it was working reasonably well, but Netanyahu is able to influence Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not smart. Donald Trump is not strategic. And Netanyahu was like, yo, you went into Venezuela and everything was fine. Let's go 2 for 2. And he finally found, somebody gullible enough and dumb enough to go along with the plan. We're not going to get oil. Not that killing people for oil is a good idea. I would figure we learned that in the 90s. We're not going to get oil. We're not going to stop any potential terrorism. We're not going to prevent them from getting a nuclear weapon because they weren't on their way to having a nuclear weapon anyway. And let's be honest, the whole idea of controlling who does and does not have nukes seems kind of silly because a lot of different countries have nuclear weapons. We don't necessarily get upset about them. But that's why it happened. And yes, will there be other larger conspiratorial things? There's this meme going around Instagram all the time. People are like, ooh, searches for the Epstein files went down by 95% on Google once the war started. Yeah, it doesn't mean people forgot. I can pat my head and rub my tummy. I'm pretty sure that 4 million pages worth of documentation about child sex trafficking doesn't immediately leave your brain just because you happen to be looking up what's happening in Iran right now. But yeah, it's totally something that Netanyahu wants to do. And I want to make this distinction clear. It's what Netanyahu wants to do. It ain't reflective of public will anywhere. It is reflective of his political will and the complicity of Donald Trump.
You're listening to the voice of Dr. Jason Johnson, political scientist, professor at Morgan State University, contributor to MS Now here on the Gee and Ursula Show. By the way, before I get to the next one, do you know how long in my life as a child I spent rubbing my belly and tapping my head? I used to do that, and I used to, anyways, I probably shouldn't bring that up. Right now,
doing it now.
Right now in America, lately, there's a lot of conversation, Dr. Johnson, around economic anxiety, right? You just brought up gas prices and those things, groceries and all those. Here's a question. Do you think people are struggling more or just feeling like the system isn't working for them anymore?
So it's two things, right? I would say economic anxiety as a term, that got real popular after 2016, right? Because it was mainstream Democrats and journalists' way of trying to explain why large numbers of white Americans voted for like an absolute racist. And they're like, no, they didn't vote for Trump in 2016 because they didn't want to vote for a woman and because they don't like brown people, they don't like black people. They were economically anxious. And that was always nonsense. It was always nonsense because Black people were economically anxious and they didn't vote for Trump. Lots of Latino voters are economically anxious. They didn't vote for Trump in the majority in 2016. Yeah. So it's not economic anxiety. Everybody who ain't rich is experiencing economic anxiety. Okay, so it's kind of a nonsense term. It's kind of like, you know what? People are hungry. Yes, there's a difference between being hungry, like, hey, I want to go to Starbucks. I want to get some clam chowder, blah, blah, blah. There's a difference between I am suffering from hunger and I happen to be hungry. Everybody experiences economic anxiety. Right. It ain't necessarily a strong political term. What people are talking about now for the last 8 to 10 months is the idea of affordability. And that has to do with inflation, and that has to do with jobs, and that has to do with the idea that, like, people may not feel that their work is, in danger. People who are still employed may feel like, all right, I think I have my job, but my money don't get me what it used to get me.
Right.
The gas is too high. The groceries are too high. My plane tickets are too expensive. My kids' tuition is bananas. And the prices of the things that I was used to doing have now outstripped what my money can get me. And I'll tell you, G, I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine. We were talking about like political donations to campaigns and stuff like that. And I was saying how, like, back in 2020, lots of people lost their jobs. Lots of people got sick during 2020 when we first had COVID, before we had any vaccines or anything else like that. But what also happened for a lot of people is for like that year, 2020 to 2021, maybe even 2022, if you were able to keep your job, you had a ton of disposable income because people weren't traveling.
Right.
Like you didn't take a vacation in 2020. So if you kept your job, it's like, man, I could be sitting on thousands of dollars that I wasn't spending on driving, that I wasn't spending on new clothes, that I wasn't spending on vacation. So it's like some people even had like extra money going into 2023. But now prices have gone up like crazy.
Right.
That's part of what actually hurt Joe Biden. And it's gotten worse under Donald Trump. So it's affordability, man. It's this same thing that cost me $5.29 last summer it cost me $6.25 now.
You pay $6.25?
Look, let me tell you something. And this is actually a funny thing. I don't know what the gas prices are in Seattle right now.
I just paid $5. I just paid $5 the other day for the first time in my life. I've never paid over $5 before.
So this is what I'm talking about. And this is a very curious thing. In economics, they call it elasticity, but this is something I've known for a long time, right? Okay. You know what really pisses people off when it comes to gas prices, and this is where the affordability comes in, like I said, more than economic anxiety, is people can get used to higher gas prices. They don't like it. It's expensive, but they will adjust their budgets. They'll adjust their travel. They'll adjust their timing, et cetera, et cetera. But what really pisses people off and what makes voters angry and makes people suddenly anxious is price volatility.
Explain.
If you tell me that my gas is going to be $5 and it's going to stay at $5 for 6 months, I'll suffer through it.
Okay.
But if you tell me that my gas is $4.20 on Thursday and I see them flipping the sign on Sunday, it's $5, and then it's $5.25, and then it's $4.50, that's when people start getting mad because I can't budget around that. And that's what the issue is.
That's a very good point. You listen to the voice of Dr. Jason Johnson here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Look, let me repeat. You are a political scientist. You are a professor at Morgan State University. You literally teach this stuff, and you talk to the young kids, and you have conversations with Gen Z. Speaking of Gen Z, when we look at voters, young voters, especially Gen Z, Dr. Johnson, what are they getting right about politics that the older generation is absolutely missing?
The first thing is that young people recognize that there's a lot more ways that you can influence the political system than just voting. I don't think that older people don't understand that. I just think that older people overthink it, right? Like people 35, 40 and up are like, I don't know if protesting matters. Yes, it does. Protesting matters. Going out and protesting, you get a lot done. Politicians don't like to see people out in the streets. They want you in your house watching TV, working, spending money. Protesting matters. And older people sometimes are very anxious about protesting. Young people also understand that there's a lot more ways that you can influence the system. Yes, we can all have our comments about whether TikTok or Instagram is the real world, but guess what? Some of them are also getting very informed there. That is their form of engagement. They do spend time there and find out things about how the world is operating. So I think young people, it is a function of being young, and it's a function of having their entire existences being locked into the matrix.
Yeah.
Young people have an idea about what political activism can look like and how it can be a lifestyle that is in parallel with your economic and academic and personal responsibilities, as opposed to older people who think like, okay, now I've got to be political. And then I got to go back and care for my family. And now I got to be political. No, 22-year-olds recognize that like I'm being political in how I interact with my family.
Right.
I'm being political in how I interact with my money. And I don't have to switch roles. I can make this a part of my life. They're better at that than older people are.
Now, Dr. Johnson, you and I talk a lot off the record and on the phones and stuff. And I thought about saving this conversation for you later today. But you know what? I'm about to have it to you now.
I'm in trouble now. I know it.
Yeah, no, you're not in trouble. But I want to talk this through with you. But it's just like it's just me and you.
Okay.
You want to know who bothers me lately? The ultra left. I can't stand them. I cannot stand them. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you this. I sometimes rock with the super right more than the super left, because at least with the super right, they let you know what it is. We might not like you. We don't like this. This is what it is. But that super left be, oh my goodness, we love everyone. And a lot of times they be just hiding behind that, they put a Black Lives Matter poster in their window and they're like, hey, we're with you. Hey, we're with you. And meanwhile, they can't stand you. I was going to save this, but I want to talk to you now, man. Am I wrong? Am I crazy?
So here's the thing. I always say this. It's like when I have conversations with people and they say like, well, the media this. And I'm like, well, what do you mean by the media, right? Do you mean newspapers? Do you mean your local news? Do you mean an influencer online with 400,000 followers? Do you mean 24-hour cable networks?
Yeah.
You can't just say media. When you say ultra left, I don't know what you're talking about, because let's be honest, the ultra left in Seattle is not the ultra left in DC or the ultra left in Atlanta or the ultra left in Charlotte or the ultra left in Central Illinois, right? So I got to know what you mean when you say these people are problem. Now, if you give me some individuals, if you say, hey, I don't like what this person says, blah, 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 that makes sense. But I think as a general rule, because, man, I wouldn't even say this, for example, G, on a pushback, right? I wouldn't say I can't stand the far right. And you know why I can't say that?
Why?
Because who defines the far right? You know what I've done? You'll find it shocking. This really was something I was actually going to call you about. Over the last day and a half, I have been listening to so I take boxing classes now. So I was listening when I was in boxing class. I was listening when I was in gym. I've been listening to Candace Owens' documentary. Okay?
Yes.
Now, Candace Owens is out there. See, the audience didn't expect that one, did they? I've been listening to Candace Owens' documentary. It's crazy. It's bat guano, okay?
Okay.
But there are some things that she says where you're like, okay, this is not entirely crazy. It's some broken clock stuff, right? Like every once in a while, Alex Jones might have said something that's like, I don't believe in Alex Jones. I think Alex Jones is a crazy person, but this particular thing that Alex Jones is talking about may make some sense. So I say that to say, even I don't say I hate all the hard right.
Yeah.
Because people on the hard right can sometimes be correct about things, even if their motivation for how they get to that right answer may be on some BS.
I like how you said that, because you're right. The ultra left in Seattle is not the same as the ultra left in Chicago or the ultra left in Atlanta, Georgia. That's a very good point when you say that. Yeah, I like that.
Like a DC liberal and an LA liberal is very different.
Very different. Very good point. Hey, before you let you go, I always like to collectively talk about, what are we getting on the same page about? Do you see more division right now in our country, or do you see us getting closer to, there's some agreement? Before you answer, I'm going to answer for you. I actually think that there seems to be a little bit more agreement in this country right now.
I'm going to let you know a little secret.
Come on.
It was never polarized to begin with. It never was. What most people believe in this country and how most people feel in this country, we are pretty much united on most of what we want. The only differences are in how we want to get there. If you ask a super duper Southern conservative person, what is your biggest priority? It's to keep my family safe. If you ask a super duper right-wing pink-haired liberal, what is your biggest concern? To keep my family and community safe. We ain't divided. The people who benefit from claiming we're divided are going to always stoke that. But the vast majority of this country has always been in agreement. Now, the differences come in. I can try and convince this man who's like, hey, I'm a super conservative. I want to protect my family. So I'm going to lie to that man. I'm going to say, the way to protect your family is by keeping out immigrants, right? But that's not the only answer he'll accept, right? If you told that guy, I'll keep your school safe, he'll be happy with it. The far left person, hey, the way you keep your family safe is by making sure that you can't build a church in this community. You don't have to sell them that either. It's like there's plenty of churches that do charity work and are helpful and beneficial and everything else like that. So at the end of the day, I've never fallen for the myth that we are a deeply divided country. We are a country that has similar goals. We have differences how to get there, and we have political elites who are funded by billionaires who exploit those differences and make it seem like there's a larger gap in how to get to all we all want than what's actually there.
Woo! Hey, what's in that coffee today, man? You feeling it, bruh? What's in it?
It's just water. This is water.
Dr. Jason Johnson, man, we're grateful for you, brother.
Thank you. Anytime. Give me a call later. And please go to my YouTube. I have a whole lot of interesting things to say. And you're gonna owe me a birthday text, man. Just remind me.
I know the birthday. I know. Thanks, man. See you soon. All right.
Later.
Coming up next on the Gee and Ursula Show, record numbers of folks right now are raiding their 401k savings. Talk about it next. Gee and Ursula.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $36.99. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ready to free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
Ever notice how your floors still look dirty, even after you mop?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Swiffer Power Mop gives you a deeper clean you can actually see.
I'm listening.
Unlike string mops, Swiffer Power Mop absorbs more dirt and locks it away, even in those hard-to-reach spots.
Like behind the toilet?
Exactly. The new micro scrubbers deliver thousands of tiny deep cleaning actions, so your floors look, smell, and feel clean.
Bye-bye, dirty floors. Hello, Swiffer Power Mop.
Try the Swiffer Power Mop. Love it or your money back.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that could make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right, tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Charlie Harger here. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 206-210-1350. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be 6 figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
There's nothing like the taste of the very first fruit you grew yourself. Well, March is the time to visit Sky Nursery for a wide variety of Northwest-grown strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and kiwi, persimmon, fig, plum trees, and more. Visit skynursery.com.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Why RV? Because there's so much to see, to experience, to explore. Because getting there is as much fun as being there. See all the new models and talk to experts at the Seattle RV Show, March 12th through 15th, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
Great decisions start with knowing your options. Lake Washington windows and doors are built to perform. Their windows are 25% more efficient than Energy Star standards, cut noise up to 50%, and are designed with low-maintenance clean glass technology. While most window frames are hollow, theirs feature Comfort Core insulation for superior energy efficiency. Find your pot of gold with up to 20% in savings and 12-month financing with zero down, zero payments, and zero interest. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com. A name you can trust.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. State lawmakers have approved a new income tax on households making more than $1 million a year. It passed the House 51-46 last night. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports after Governor Ferguson signs it, the law will face some legal challenges.
Former Attorney General Rob McKenna says if and when the millionaire's tax goes to court, supporters will argue
that your income is not your property. Sorry, you don't have property rights in your income. That's not within the definition of property.
McKenna says according to the Constitution and case law, because income tax is considered a property tax, it has to be a uniform tax for everyone. Supporters of the bill say case law is old and outdated. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Immigration enforcement data shows that federal agents here in Washington and the Pacific Northwest, for that matter, surged late last year. Researchers say the number of arrests more than doubled. Many detainees had no criminal convictions, according to the Seattle Times. Anthropic has sued the Trump administration after being barred from military AI work. Microsoft filed in support, saying the supply chain risk label is a contract dispute tool with wide economic impacts. Measles cases on the rise in western Washington and across the country. Officials report multiple local cases, including a Snohomish County outbreak, and they are urging vaccinations while tracking the exposures. UW Medicine is planning a press briefing later this afternoon. We will bring that information to you here on KIRO News Radio. Well, some bad news for drivers. The northbound lanes of the First Avenue South Bridge will not reopen later today. Damage to the bridge deck, worse than engineers expected. So those lanes are not scheduled to reopen now until late Friday night. On Wall Street this hour, the Dow is down 274 points. NASDAQ is up 15. The S&P is down 8 points. KIRO News Radio traffic. This report brought to you by the KIRO News Radio app. Some heavy travel time still this morning. Alderwood to South Center over 405 and I-5 is going to take you more than an hour. And if you head from Bothell to Bellevue right now, that's a 27-minute trip. Normally it takes about 15 minutes. And we're still seeing delays as you head from Federal Way into Seattle, about a 42-minute drive right now. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. Weather forecast, a rainy and windy day ahead of us, 51 degrees. And then tomorrow, rain and 46. Rain continues on into Friday, mostly cloudy, 47 on Saturday. It's 42 degrees right now in Seattle. I'm Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is a Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to you. Thank you all for hanging out with us today. I got Nick here, of course, and my main man, Jacob. Jacob, how you doing today, man?
I'm all right.
That's good. What kind of shirt you got on, bro?
Oh, gosh. This was a free shirt I got from that someone left on the table in there.
Oh, okay. All right. According to the 401k management company Vanguard, actually, before I tell you this, have you guys dipped in that 401k lately? Because right now, man, it's getting real out here. Vanguard, the company that manages a lot of 401k, they say that 6% of workers have dipped into their 401k plans last year. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but considering this, it's actually up from 4.8% in 2024, and pre-pandemic, before 2020, the average was 2%. Now, most financial advisors don't recommend doing this because you'll end up with so much less once it's actually time to retire. But more people are finding themselves in financial emergencies and are deeming, obviously, the short-term solution as being necessary. First, it's interesting because you hear these stories, and I hope that I properly talk about this in a way that is empathetic, because it's not funny when you start hearing about an increase from 4.8% to 6%. When you hear that, it's easy sometimes for people to jump straight to judgment. You might hear things like, well, they should have planned better, or they just shouldn't touch the retirement money. Okay. That's easy when things are going well. But as we all know, life be lifing sometimes. Let me slow down for a second. Because there's a lot of families out here where it's not poor planning. There are a lot of families that wake up every single day and literally do everything that they do because they are in survival mode. When rent goes up, y'all know what I'm talking about. When groceries go up, child care goes up, you might get a medical bill, or maybe somebody in your house maybe loses a job or gets laid off. Sometimes that retirement account, that is the last safety net that some people have. So 1 minute we say to folks, hey, you shouldn't touch a retirement account. The next minute you say, okay, I don't touch my retirement account. So then I ask for help, and you lazy. You asking for a handout. Look, it's not ideal. Of course not. But pulling from your future 401k today, yes, it can hurt your future. But there are some people that are in survival mode. So
you got to make it to the future.
You got to make it.
Well, in the stats back up what you're saying, G. The reasons that Vanguard says people are citing for dipping in: 36% avoiding foreclosure or eviction. Obviously, your housing, if you're losing that, you're willing to take that hit. Medical expenses, that's another 31%. So you've got the bulk of them in just those two there, right? But tuition, 13%. Primary residence repairs, 11%, or primary residence purchase, 5%. Those are the reasons that people would take from their 401ks, and again, kind of steal from themselves in the future a little bit.
Right. And by the way, that term, at least you're stealing from yourself.
Right.
Don't be out here like some of these other folks trying to do things the illegal way. Not everybody can get a PPP loan and not have to pay it back. Oh, did I touch on something? But you know, I gotta say this again because, by the way, let me speak for myself. When there were times that I couldn't pay my bills, when there were times that I was just short on rent, okay, maybe sometimes it was irresponsibility. I'm not perfect. That would happen. But sometimes the real story isn't irresponsibility. Sometimes it can be just pressure. There's a lot of people in America, a lot of people in our community right here that are feeling that squeeze right now. Sometimes you're having to be forced to choose between dipping in your 401k or protecting your future or just surviving the present. Let's be real. If you can't survive the present, the future don't matter. And it's not always a financial story. It's not always finance. And I believe Dr. Jason Johnson really hit it out of the park. And I loved what he had to say in his words about really in America, we're not as divided as some people make enough money to let you think that we are. Some of those same people that love to tell you how divided they are, man, these folks wake up angry at breakfast. They wake up and put water in their cereal. They wake up on Thanksgiving, Christmas, holidays, when you think it's going to be a day. They can't even rest because they just mad that a lot of people are going to smile today, and they make money when you don't smile. So a lot of times it's not a financial story. It's a human story. And the more we can talk about the human story and not talk about different sides of the political coin, the better off we'll be. And we can get that number from 6% of people and workers dipping into their 401k account back down to pre-pandemic levels of 2%. Because right now, it's hard out here. Not hard out here for the left. Not necessarily hard out here for the right. It's hard for a lot of y'all, no matter what side you own. All right. Coming up next, it's time for scenarios. We'll have a little something, an opportunity to judge somebody's life. We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
Two competing budget proposals. Senators want to be aggressive, they say.
Traffic.
We have a stall on westbound 16.
Conversation.
If they pass this thing and Governor Ferguson signs it into law, I think there's going to be a mass political sea change in Washington State.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They're bringing it home again.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. So, Greg, not all tax resolution companies are the same. There are some that are definitely not local. There are others that don't quite know what they're doing even.
Well, I tell you, these ads that all of us hear, Fresh Start program, they make you feel like, hey, man, I can just easy peasy get my taxes written off. No. And I've had several clients actually come to me after going through that process, and they just get no response after a while. They're passed around from person to person. That doesn't happen at my firm.
You are familiar with the cases that come in. You're working on them.
I'm familiar with every case that comes into our office, and I know what's going on and have the ability to really advise our taxpayers very well on what to do.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Nunn Better Tax Resolution, from stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free. free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Rolling Stone calls Victor Wooten one of the 10 greatest bassists of all time. Now he's bringing the Wooten brothers to Dimitro's Jazz Alley, March 19th through 22nd. 4 nights, 6 shows, pure funk. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Whether you've done some preparation already or you're just beginning to plan for your retirement, it's never too late to make sure you have everything covered. Elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayach joins me. You have an opportunity coming soon that will help answer some important questions, don't you?
We do. And every month we take 3 or 4 opportunities to go to the communities and educate people about what proper retirement planning is. The notion of retirement planning around having a hodgepodge plan, working with a financial planner, a lawyer, a CPA, a doctor, those pieces by themselves are not going to give you the results you want in retirement.
And you and the LifePoint Law team want to teach us about the Safe Harbor Trust?
They do. The single biggest financial threat in retirement is an uncovered medical illness. A Safe Harbor Trust, it should be a must in most of these estates, but it's not.
Be part of the next seminar in Tacoma on March 10th, Bellevue on the 12th, Federal Way on the 14th, and Everett March 17th. Learn more and secure your space at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Nick, what I'm listening to?
No Hall & Oates, baby.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. All right, let's get to scenarios.
Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
My partner recently asked me to turn on my phone's location so they can see where I am at all times. They say it's not a big deal, and that couples who trust each other should have nothing to hide. Their argument is that it would give them peace of mind and make them feel more secure in the relationship. But for me, it feels a little different. I told him it feels controlling to have someone tracking where I am all day. I feel like trust shouldn't require this type of surveillance. Now they're saying the only reason someone would be uncomfortable with it is that they're hiding something. So now I'm pretty stuck on this. They think I'm being defensive and making it a bigger issue than it is. I feel like they're crossing a boundary and turning trust a little bit into like some kind of monitoring situation. So I want to know, am I overreacting and making this a problem? Or is asking for a constant location sharing in a relationship too much? I need help. 888-973-5476 is the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Okay, Jacob, you have to bat first, sir.
Well, I guess I'll just start by fully disclosing that my partner and I share our locations with each other. It doesn't really bother me. If anything, it's more convenient in
Just
that
so that you don't become like a Dateline story, like she knows, like, oh, he's right here.
Yeah, honestly, it's just like, oh, now I know about how if I know she's on her commute home from work, I know about when she'll get home. Or if we're trying to find each other in a crowded space, sometimes we do check each other's locations to get those little dots closer together. I mean, it's genuinely there are moments where it makes my life easier. But at the same time, I'm very sympathetic just generally to people being uncomfortable being surveilled, whether it's their partner or a company or a government. Like that's very something that I think is a totally valid concern. I think it's a question only you can answer for yourself. If it's something that makes you feel uncomfortable, then yeah, that's a boundary you have to set in your relationship. For me, it just I don't care that much. Sorry.
You know, I just want to let you know that there used to be a time not too long ago when none of us tracked each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even when my kids and they had their cell phones and stuff like that, and this is the truth, I did not have a tracker on their cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why. Because I wanted them to exercise their free agency at all times.
Yeah, I respect that.
Like whatever you gonna do, you gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you've been a child before, and maybe you've had really strict parents, right? It kind of reminds me of the PKs out there. What's a PK? Preacher's kid.
Okay, right.
and I was partners with some PKs.
Uh-huh.
And let me tell you something about the PKs. The preacher's kids, whoo, them the ones. By the way, if you're listening right now, I didn't mean a sweeping statement. Maybe you're so great, I apologize. But I'm just telling you. It always seemed like the parents that were the most strict on their kids, those were the kids doing the most. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. And so for me, growing up, seeing that, because I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I believe such is life. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to, I don't want to know your every single move. Hey, as long as you're safe. You know?
Right.
I just want you to be safe.
Yeah.
Which I got to tell you, it's kind of scared my wife the other day when her phone starts blowing up because my Tesla, when I got into a car accident, it went right to her phone that I've been in an accident. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is I was on the phone with 911 as I'm talking to them. And so there might have been a little delay. My wife was really scared about that. Yeah, that would be a little on the nerve side. But listen, I have no judgment for anybody, but as far as this person in a relationship, no, you're not asking a lot. And I do think if this person is trying to accuse you of doing something wrong because you don't want to share locations, I think that is wrong too. I think there should be some real free agency in this. Now, if it's a relationship where both parties like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll throw in there too, just to highlight how little importance I hold in this. I've shared my location with people before I followed them on Instagram. Like that's how willy-nilly I am. Most people, I don't care if it's one of those things too where it's like if you're checking my location and it's that important to you, that says more about you than it does about me. Like that's the sign that is going to be helpful to me to know that I I don't know, that I don't want to be with this person because they seem obsessed with where I am.
All right, Nick, what you got, man?
There's a little bit of keeping tabs that can happen in a relationship, from maybe sharing location like Jacob was mentioning, to just telling each other what their plans are for the day or week or whatever. Even saying what friends you might be hanging out with from time to time. But there's a point where it could become a non-stop spying surveillance going on from one side to the other. That leads to some weird interrogating or even accusations of lying or doing something when they're really not. And if you really feel that insecurity or uneasy feeling about what the other side is up to, just let go of what you got going on, because you'll have much better mentals moving on from this panic state and constantly journaling, keeping track of every little move they're making, while you get more and more paranoid. Trust is a big part of the partnership, and these shenanigans that show that it's lacking a big scale, and it could be a you problem at the end of the day. It's not what they're doing. It's really what you're going on in your head at the end of the day.
Good stuff. That's a very good song that you used right there.
A little slave there. Watching you.
Is that who sings that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What if I told you I don't like their group name?
Yeah. Not the best one, I think.
No, it's not the best one. Like, I wonder they sat around. They must have been high when they decided to come up with that name.
Yeah,
Somebody was like, some producer was like, yeah, that's a great name.
It's one syllable, it maybe rolls off the tongue, but man, I don't know about that.
Yeah. All right. The 11 o'clock hour of the show is coming up next. And I know sometimes I might talk a little bit about sports, but some Seahawks made some moves yesterday, or maybe they didn't make some moves. The Jets have a new quarterback, and maybe there's a local connection here. An NBA player scored 83 points. And by the way, the NBA player that scored 83 points last night, that's the second highest total ever in the history of the NBA. Wilt Chamberlain being number one with 100 points. I have the reason as to why he did. I'll explain that next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So, how many chickens do you think there are on the farm?
3,000.
What do you think chickens eat?
Grass.
What else?
Seed.
So, do you know what organic eggs are?
The ones that you put in brownies?
Yes, the ones you put in brownies.
We hope you choose fresh eggs from our family farm.
Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Every 2 minutes, an American is sexually assaulted. Be the someone who gives their time. Be the someone who lends an ear. Be the someone who takes a step. This is Christina Ricci with RAIN, asking you to join the fight against sexual violence and volunteer in your community. Log on to RAIN.org, that's RAINN.org, to learn how you can be the someone.
This message brought to you by the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network and this station.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. Northwest News. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of?
Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-990-3434. That's 800-990-3434. 800-990-3434.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. As the war with Iran rages and energy markets take a hit, the International Energy Agency agrees to release the largest volume of emergency oil reserves in its history. CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
You would have expected to see oil markets calm. This is exactly what this is intended to do, inject some of that supply while it is under fire in the Strait of Hormuz and then other areas in the Middle East. However, you've actually seen oil prices rise. And I talked to a number of oil analysts, and what they said is, look, this release of these 400 million barrels, while very significant, was already baked in to oil prices that had calmed in the last 24 hours.
The U.S. Central Command is warning Iranian civilians to stay away from civilian ports along the Strait of Hormuz. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
A statement from the military says the Iranian regime is using civilian ports to conduct military operations that threaten international shipping. And it says that means those ports lose protected status and become legitimate military targets. It urges dock workers and commercial vessel crews to avoid getting too close to Iranian military vessels and equipment.
An Iranian drone attack in Kuwait that killed 6 U.S. service members in the early hours of the war with Iran was more severe than has previously been revealed, with dozens suffering injuries including brain trauma, shrapnel wounds, and burns. That according to multiple sources for CBS News. Before heading to Ohio and Kentucky today, President Trump is asked about a possible end to the war with Iran, but no firm date.
We could take them out by this afternoon, in fact, within an hour. They literally would never be able to build that country back.
At least 2 people in Lake Village, Indiana, have died after suspected tornadoes ripped through northern Illinois and northwest Indiana yesterday. Steve Travis lost his home in Lake Village.
Went to the bedroom, the roof lifted off, the ceiling come down, knocked me down, I climbed into the closet. And that's where I come out.
Buildings have also been leveled in Kankakee, Illinois. Parts of Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio remain under a tornado watch today, and a line of storms stretches from Houston to Memphis. There's a warning from the United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination about what it calls the growing racist hate speech by President Trump. CBS's Allison Keyes reports.
In an urgent report, the watchdog cites the harmful stereotypes and the use of derogatory language targeting Hispanic, African, or Asian people. It says such people have been portrayed as criminals or as a burden by politicians and influential public figures at the highest level of the state party, particularly by its president.
This is CBS News.
I want to know what's going on in the world.
I'm Tony.
There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers.
How are you?
I'm Tony DeCopel. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
The Millionaire tax is about to become a reality here in Washington. We'll get more on that in just a moment. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. Here's Lori.
Southbound 405 right at 112th, we have a collision. It's in the HOV lane and the right lane. So Linwood to Bellevue now a 34-minute drive. Extra heavy traffic northbound 167 to northbound 405. Renton to Bellevue, a 15-minute delay. SeaTac to Seattle, you're still 13 minutes of slowdown. And Everett to Seattle, an extra 25 minutes. Pretty heavy through South Everett and Linwood. You get a little break and then picks up again Northgate on into downtown. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lenzi. Lawmakers have approved a new income tax on households earning more than $1 million a year, passing the State House on a 51-46 vote. Former State Attorney General Rob McKenna says the tax is likely to face legal challenges soon after Governor Ferguson signs it into law.
This legislature has systematically dismantled Washington State's competitive advantages that have brought great companies here or inspired people to start their companies here, and all of that is going away now.
Moments after the bill passed, Starbucks founder Howard Schultz announced he's leaving Washington for tax-free Florida. McKenna says proponents of the bill will have to convince a court why income tax should not be considered property tax, like it says in the state constitution. We're expecting charges today for the Skykomish K-12 teacher accused of abusing a student over 2 years. District claims it only learned of the allegations Friday, but court documents say multiple students and staff had reported concerns earlier.
The district sent a statement saying the school is shut down until Monday, March 16th, saying in part, quote, "We are committed to immediate steps to ensure all students are safe and protected now and for the future." Right now, investigators say they are not aware of any additional victims, but they're asking anyone who may have information to come forward.
That's KIRO 7's L. Thomas. Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown is suing the U.S. Department of Education, saying its new demand for detailed student data breaks the law and threatens privacy. The feds want colleges to report 7 years of admissions and outcome data by race and sex, part of tracking compliance with the Supreme Court's ban on race-based admissions. Last year, the U.S. Education Secretary said in a memo, quote, "Students and their parents deserve to know whether the institutions to which they are applying are admitting students based on an objective assessment of merit and achievement." Northbound lanes of the First Avenue South Bridge will be closed through Friday. Damage to the steel deck is worse than the engineers thought it would be. Those lanes were supposed to reopen today. KIRO News Radio weather is calling for a wet and windy afternoon, high of 51 degrees. Rain and 46 tomorrow, and on Friday, more rain in the forecast, and we will stay wet on through the weekend. Highs in the low to mid 40s all weekend. Right now, 43 degrees in Seattle. I'm Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday to all of you. I got Nick with me today. Nick, you've been playing the jams today, man.
Yeah. A couple of people, Ernie out there in Parish, they love that slave.
Yeah.
But not the name, but the song.
Hey,
you brought that up.
Come on, it's a dumb button on you. It's a group. It's a group. I get it. Jacob is here. Jacob, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Jacob, thank you for filling in for us today, man.
Of course.
Are you having a good time?
Yeah, the show's flying by.
Yeah. Jacob, you have a very nice beard.
It's getting long, isn't it?
Yeah. What's your plan?
Everyone asked me this. I didn't know beards had to have a 5-year plan. It seems like my beard's constantly getting interviewed.
I think we see the plan right now.
Yeah, it's just we'll see where it goes.
Okay, all right. Hey, we got agree to disagree. That'll be happening next, and let's get right to it. The NFL free agency started on Monday, March 9th, and there's a lot of people like, hey, what about what's going on with the Seahawks? Well, let's give you an update, if you will, shall we? No longer with the Seahawks. Running back Kenneth Walker III, call him K9. He's out of here, y'all. He went to the Kansas City Chiefs. Safety Kobe Bryant, He's out of here too. He went to Chicago Bears. Linebacker Boye Mafe. Yep, gone. Cincinnati Bengals. And then DB, cornerback Tariq Woolen. Call him Reek. He went to the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll get to those guys in a second, but I want to talk about the folks that they did re-sign that are still here. Rashid Shaheed, you guys remember him, special teams guru, great wide receiver, great addition to that room with Cooper Kupp and JSN. He's back on a 3-year deal. Josh Jobe, DB, cornerback, he's back on a deal. Drake Thomas is back, and tackle Josh Jones just signed a 1-year deal. Now, I see a lot of people, and even Dr. Jason Johnson, when he was on, he's like, hey, even though they're missing these starters, and relax. Haven't we done this before? Haven't we been worried about what John Schneider and the Seahawks are going to do? Remember, and let's be real, a lot of times, every offseason, there's always this worry, right? Remember when they traded Russell Wilson? And then when they made, by the way, I ain't gonna lie, when they fired Pete Carroll, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I was one of those. I was upset. Okay, I ain't gonna lie about that. On that day, I did not trust John Schneider. So let me go ahead and raise my hand on that one. But look, if you win a Super Bowl, that's the goal. You win a Super Bowl, your price is up. Your value is up. It's like Jacob sitting here, right? Like Jacob, he is the executive. He's in charge of all the producers, right? So if there is a company looking for somebody, Jacob's value right now is up. It's great. He could probably parlay this into a better job. It's the same thing that goes on in the NFL. Kenneth Walker III was very instrumental in the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl. He was the Super Bowl MVP the last 5-6 games of the season. He was outstanding. What did he do? Went to go get more money. Look, this is a business. This is a business. Kobe Bryant, he was fantastic for the Seahawks. He went out there and he went to go get more money. Boye Mafe went to the Bengals. He got a 3-year, $60 million deal. What's he supposed to do? Stay here? Nah, you go get your money. Now, Rick Woolen, that's what I really wanted to talk to you about. And Rick Woolen is, I know, G's always making and relating sports to life because, look, that's how I learned about life, is through sports. And Rick Woolen is another example of what happens when someone has so much talent. I mean, his talent is unbelievable. But in the NFL and in life, you have to do everything else supported by talent. And what I'm bringing up is Tariq Woolen is going to the Philadelphia Eagles on a 1-year deal, up to $15 million. So, by the way, when you all see a contract and the wording says up to, well, let me help you out. Imagine you go for a job interview tomorrow. And they say, oh, you're hired. You can make up to $60,000 a year. You're not going to walk away. Whoa. I can make up to? Well, what I got to do? Well, there's some incentives. Well, that's where Rick Woolen is in that situation. Well, if Rick would just be if we're talking about just his talent on the field, he should have the Brinks truck backing up to him. He should be getting tons of money. When I say, what's tons of money? Rick Woolen's talent is so good. Let me tell you the difference. And I know people's like, oh, it's no big deal. No. Let me show you the big deal. I believe Rick Woolen's talent is so good that if he was doing everything on the up and up and staying straight, doing what he's supposed to do on and off the field, I think Rick Woolen at minimum brings in $70, $80 million contract. That's how good he is. Seriously. But instead, he's going to make up to $15 million. Now, there's some people who's like, oh, come on, G, that's a lot. Yeah, it is. Up to $15 million and an $85 million contract is a lot different. So if there are some youngsters that love football or love sports, or even if you love your regular job, talent will get you in the door. It's more than that keeps you in the door. You know what I mean? Speaking of, and by the way, the Seahawks have not made a big splash in free agency. They haven't picked up anybody, but I think we should really trust what they do. They just won a Super Bowl, right? So they're really pretty much in the driver's seat. So we can't just, it's like being that husband after a weekend and you didn't took the wife out to dinner. You did everything right that weekend, and then on Monday morning she sends you a text and she's like, "Hey, what else we gonna do?" You're like, "Wait a minute, can we just appreciate that weekend?" Well, that's the Seahawks. They just won a Super Bowl. Chill. Speaking of Geno Smith right now, you guys remember quarterback Geno Smith, the one that was traded to the Raiders, the one he was with the Raiders. They were one season, he and Pete Carroll. Well, that didn't go well because right now the Raiders and the Jets are exchanging 6th and 7th round picks as part of the deal. Geno Smith, who was 2-13 last season with the Raiders, didn't have a very good season. But here's the coldest part. Here's what the Raiders did to Geno Smith. They called him and all. Hey, let me talk to you, Geno. Hey, look, hey man, you've been a great season. We're gonna turn this around, and we're getting ready to turn this around. But hey, you know what we need to do? We need to restructure your contract. And so they restructured Geno's contract. And then after restructured, oh, thank you so much. This is for the team. It's for the team. And after they restructured him, they traded him. And so when they made that trade, look, the Raiders was like, look, we'll pay some of that, and all the Jets have to do is pay the minimum league contract to go ahead and take care of that. So, once again, there was opinion. By the way, I got to admit to something. Did I think Sam Darnold was going to be better than Geno Smith as a quarterback? Nope. That's why I'm not the GM. That's why I talk to you every day. And if I knew and I was good at picking this football stuff, I'd be in football. So it just didn't happen that way. Let's get to another piece of news that I know is kind of too much sports to start off with, but it's the last thing of sports that I'll do. Did you guys know that someone broke Kobe Bryant's single-game scoring record last night? Bam Adebayo, he did that. Listen to this.
82 points. Mama, we feel your joy. The second highest scoring game in NBA history, second only to Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game in Hershey, Pennsylvania against the New York Knicks when he was playing for Philadelphia. Points for Bam Adebayo.
Bam Adebayo, my man had 83 points last night. And, it's unfortunate because there are some former basketball players, older, my age and older, that decided to just really rain on his parade like, oh, but he went to the free throw line 43 times and he made 38 points from free throws. He was able to make free throws.
You still got to make those shots.
I mean, back in the day when Shaquille O'Neal was scoring 45, 50 points, guess what? Shaquille O'Neal might have been scoring 70, 80 if he could make free throws. Y'all remember that? You remember Shaq couldn't make free throws? Why, now we want to penalize somebody for doing that? But I did tell you, I have a reason as to why Bam just scored 83 points. I know. G's always relating sports in life because it's the truth. Let me tell y'all, guess who Bam Adebayo, guess who he's dating? Guess who his significant other is? One of the best WNBA players, Asia Wilson, WNBA from the Las Vegas Aces, right? Who's on the cover of all the magazines all the time. So don't y'all think it's a mighty coincidence he starts dating her and then he breaks the record for 83 points? And what does this have to do with life? Well, if you go to the Forbes, all the richest people in the world, except for Elon, you go to all the richest people in the world, the successful folks, they have a significant other. right? They have someone that speaks and breathes life into them. This is why it's just so important to have that. And I don't think he scores 83 points without her. And I'm not just saying that. I just think that's true. What do I mean by that? Well, I bet you he gets his sleep at night. I bet he goes home at a certain time. I bet he can't go out there and party. Matter of fact, I bet you, I look at over the years of being connected with the NFL franchise and seeing sports all the time. And I could, at some point I will write a book, but I could write a book right now just talking about what I saw and how the best players had someone in their life. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't one-offs where, that if they're single, that they can't be good. I'm not saying that. I am saying that a lot of the great players, they do the little things the right way. I'd argue, back to Rick Woolen, who's going to make up to $15 million. I don't know. Sometimes you got somebody positive, you're like, hey, Rick Woolen, you got a lot of talent. I need you to come home and get your sleep. And instead of making up to $15 million, you make $85 million guarantee, $85 million kind of contract, and you get that $65 million guarantee. All right.
I just want to ask, people have such fondness for Kobe Bryant, and especially I suppose it's probably even the nostalgia is intensified by the nature of his death. But is there any part of you that's sad to see him fall one slot in that record book at all?
No, because we old people hate it when young people do better than us. Okay, why do we hate on that so much?
I don't know.
It kills me.
It's a reminder for some that they're just getting older, so they're petty about it.
And you know what, Nick? I just want to say this. Getting older is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see the young generation come behind us and do things better. To me, that lets you know that's a compliment to us when the young generation is doing the right things. I remember, call this corny, and I've been known for it, but my dad, when he would talk about father, the word father, and he would say, I don't know if you guys ever heard me say this before, is he would say, champ, and if you are a father or if you are a parent in general, if you think about this, my dad was telling me, there is nobody in the world that wants you to be better than I do. And as a father, he would say his job is so that I would go further than he did. And so when I see this record, Kobe Bryant's broken, and then I see people say, well, there's an asterisk next to that, and he made 38 of 43 free throws, and what about this, and look at how many shots. Why can't we just celebrate when somebody does something great? Why is there always a yeah, but? Again, the goal is for those coming after us to be better than us, to do it better. It's crazy. And it would be like me really hating and saying, well, Wilt Chamberlain, when he scored 100 points, there was no three-point line. How about that? Let me bring that up. So many people, do you know how many people were mad about Hank Aaron breaking the home run record? Because, can't break the record of Babe Ruth. Can't do that.
I think it had more to do with just age in that case, but,
Yeah, I was dancing there.
I was kind of too.
I won't teeter on that line. I won't teeter on that line. But again, I'm glad you asked that. And I didn't mean to get deep with it. But I love it when the next generation is able to do something and do it better than us. We should not frown upon that, because I'd argue, I say this all the time, this isn't a sweeping statement. I truly do believe the younger generation, they're smarter than us. They've had access to information way more than we did. There used to be one person. Matter of fact, my family on my block was the only family with the Britannica encyclopedias. They used to come to my house because, by the way, if you guys didn't know, my mom was a real, I didn't get her brains, but she is very, 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 very smart. So we're the family that had the Britannica encyclopedia. So when people had to do book reports, they had to come to our house, and my dad was real strict on that too. Like, hey, don't highlight anything, don't put any pins in it or anything. But we had to have that. We had to go wait for Newsweek to come out, and so you had to do your abstracts and everything like that weekly. A lot of these kids that had an iPad in their hand. We used to have a Happy Meal in the back seat. These kids got iPads, right? And my granddaughters, they know how to do everything. My granddaughter is better on the computers than me. That's not saying much because if you know, you know. I don't even know how to use a computer. I just use my phone for everything.
Because kids these days, they get a tablet when they're, first born. And I didn't get my first cell phone until I was like 13, 14 years old.
That's what I'm saying. By the way, did you have Happy Meals in the back seat when you were growing up?
Yeah, we had those. I like the toys.
You like the toys?
Yeah, collected.
That's what I'm saying.
Collected some stuff.
These young kids now, man, they got the iPads. They just hand them the iPad. And I talked to my granddaughter for the other day. I says, "Oh, you had your bath. You're getting ready to go to bed. What are you getting ready to do?" Well, I want to sneak in just a little bit more iPad time. And I said, "Well, what are you gonna do on the iPad?" "Grandpa, I gotta watch some videos." "What's videos?" "All the videos are there." "Oh, okay."
The iPad's the new McDonald's toy, man.
Maybe. And by the way, when I used to eat the Happy Meal back in the day too, do parents still make their kids eat all of their food? Is that still a thing now? Because when I was coming up, you could not leave the table without eating all of your food. Like that was a thing. Jacob, you seem like the type that your parents would ask you, "Jacob, what do you want for dinner?"
No, it was in tears sometimes because I didn't want to eat the food so bad and I had to.
My parents sometimes wouldn't let me leave the table till I finished my vegetables at the plate.
Yo.
No dessert either if that happened.
I would see on TV how kids would scrape give it to the dog or put it in the garbage. Do you know what would have happened to me if I scraped the food and put it in the... I don't understand. I was scared of my parents way more than the police. Coming up next, Agree to Disagree. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. KIRO Newsradio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
Two competing budget proposals. Senators want to be aggressive, they say.
Traffic.
We have a stall on westbound 16.
Conversation.
If they pass this thing and Governor Ferguson signs it into law, I think there's going to be a mass political sea change in Washington State.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They're bringing it home again.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Sometimes we hang on to our old attorneys and coaches too long. They've been around, they've done good work. But when the legal game changes, you need a team that is hungry to win now. At Bible Law Group, we're that faster, hard-hitting legal team, ready to fight for every inch in the courtroom. With over 40 million closed for our clients, we know how to win, and we're ready to take on the biggest legal case of your career with you. Don't stick with a playbook that's gone stale. Switch to the legal team that's ready to win now. Let Bible Law Group be your linebacker in the courtroom. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Whether you've done some preparation already or you're just beginning to plan for your retirement, it's never too late to make sure you have everything covered. Elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayach joins me. You have an opportunity coming soon that will help answer some important questions, don't you?
We do. And every month we take 3 or 4 opportunities to go to the communities and educate people about what proper retirement planning is. The notion of retirement planning around having a hodgepodge plan, working with a financial planner, a lawyer, a CPA, a doctor, those pieces by themselves are not going to give you the results you want in retirement.
And you and the LifePoint Law team want to teach us about the Safe Harbor Trust?
They do. The single biggest financial threat in retirement is an uncovered medical illness. A Safe Harbor Trust, it should be a must in most of these estates, but is not.
Be part of the next seminar in Tacoma on March 10th, Bellevue on the 12th, Federal Way on the 14th, and Everett March 17th. Learn more and secure your space at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
March is an exciting time to be in the garden, especially if you'd love to be growing your own delicious fruit or berries. Hi, I'm Gabby, veggie, herb, and strawberry buyer here at Sky Nursery. This month only, we have a wide variety of Northwest-grown bare root strawberry bundles, a great way to save a lot of money on planting your own berry patch. We also have tons of blueberries, raspberries, and kiwi, as well as persimmon, fig, plum trees, and more. Come on into Sky, because there's nothing like the taste of your very first fruit that you grew yourself. Visit skynursery.com.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe financial decisions should be made with clarity, not sales pressure. That's why we host weekly educational seminars and live webinars on retirement planning, tax strategies, and rental property decisions, designed to help you think more strategically about your future. Whether you prefer attending in person or joining from home, there's always something coming up. To see our upcoming schedule, visit madronafinancial.com. Madrona Financial and CPAs. Informed planning starts here. Madrona Financial Services is an SEC registered investment advisor.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lenzi. We have some breaking news this morning. The 62-year-old gym teacher at Skykomish K-12, arrested on suspicion of sexually assaulting a student for 2 years, has just been officially charged. Daniel Bubar faces charges of second and third degree child rape, 1 count of communication with a minor for immoral purposes. According to court documents, the suspect engaged as a horrific abuse of power, engaged in that when he was supposed to be mentoring and offering guidance to the victim, who suffered trauma at her previous school. A prosecutor says the suspect admitted to having sexual contact with the victim at least 20 times when she was 13 and 14 years old. The victim told investigators school staff and students reported their concerns to the office staff at the school, but the alleged abuse continued, according to these court documents. Bubar is being held on $750,000 bail, scheduled to be arraigned on Monday morning. The hotly debated tax on millionaires passed the Washington state legislature last night after about a 24-hour debate on the House floor. Could mean the state's highest earners could soon pack up and leave. Starbucks founder Howard Schultz announced he's leaving for Florida, but he says it's not because of taxes. Iran has attacked commercial ships across the Persian Gulf and targeted Dubai International Airport, escalating a campaign of squeezing the energy-rich region as global energy concerns mount. And American-Israeli airstrikes pound the Islamic Republic. And when it comes to the war, President Trump has gone from calls for unconditional surrender to sounding amenable to an end state in which Iran trades one hardline Ayatollah for another. Washington Democratic Congressman Adam Smith tells CNN the objective in this war is still not clear.
It has been a massive disruption to accomplish what? To degrade Iran's missile capability for some period of time. Is it 6 months? Is it a year? We don't know, but it seems unlikely that it has any sort of permanency to it. It weakened them, sure.
Iran, meanwhile, is pulling out of the 2026 World Cup match planned for Seattle. According to the Times, the country's sports minister cites regional military tensions and uncertain security conditions. Rare blizzard warning in place for the Washington Cascades and Olympics. It goes into effect tonight, and it will mean heavy snowfall, of course, and wind speeds of at least 35 miles an hour. That will bring visibility down below a quarter mile. In the mountains, between 2 and 4 feet of snow are expected through Thursday morning. You can read more about that at mynorthwest.com. Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 339 points. The Nasdaq's down 25. The S&P is down 17. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Southbound 405, just before 112th, the collision. It looks like it might still be blocking both the right lane and the left lane, making you drive Linwood to Bellevue 29 minutes. Still a little heavy. Northbound 167 to 405 northbound into Renton, about a 13-minute delay. Renton to Seattle, a 23-minute drive. Now, if you're heading from SeaTac into Seattle, a 9-minute slowdown still. And Everett to Seattle, an extra, or actually 44-minute drive, an extra 12 minutes. Northbound 5 at McKinley Way, we have an accident in the right lane, and repairs for the first South Bridge now continuing through midnight on Friday. Find your pot of gold at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Save up to 20%, plus enjoy a 12-month same-as-cash financing. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com now. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
And your weather forecast calling for this rain to continue. It's going to be windy this afternoon, too. We should get up to about 51 degrees. Rain and 46 tomorrow, and more rain on Friday and on through the weekend. Right now, 43 degrees. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Oh,
yeah. Slick for you.
There you go. Hey, when Frank Lindsay, the news director, starts bobbing his head, hold on, Frank, you like this?
I love this.
You like Rick James?
Rick James, I have this album with, I forget the name
Street
of the album.
Songs, baby.
Street Songs. I knew it was Street something.
Yeah.
That's a great record.
Was you dancing to this, Frank?
Oh, yeah. I was doing a little
still does.
Night at the Roxbury.
All right. It is the Gee Ursula Show. Everybody's here. Lori's now here. Good morning to you, Lori.
Good morning.
Good to see you. You know what I was thinking about, Jacob, before we get to this agree to disagree?
Yeah, what's that?
It hit me. 1 month from today, your dog turns 50 years old.
No. Wow.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking during the break? I was thinking to myself, I said, Sal, I don't remember turning 10. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Go through the decades.
But I do remember turning 20.
Yeah.
I remember that very well. I know exactly where I was. Fun times, party.
Remember 20 but not 21?
I remember 21. But I remember 20 very well. I remember turning 20. It was a big deal. Like, I'm not a teen anymore. I'm 20.
Yeah.
Rawr. I remember turning 30. And I'm like, yes, I'm a real adult at 30. So I thought that. I'd never forget where I was. I was living in West Seattle at the time, at 30. Then when I got ready to turn 40, I ain't going to lie. When I turned 40, that wasn't really a fun birthday.
Oh.
What I mean by that is turning 40, I was feeling like, oh, I'm officially old now.
Little midlife crisis vibes going.
Yeah, that was. I was a little depressed at 40. I was excited at 30 because I was a real adult, and then at 40, I was like, I'm getting ready to turn 50, and I got to tell you, I think this might be my favorite of them all.
Nice.
Seriously,
yeah, that's
like,
great.
It's like you just know what you like. You like what you like, and I feel like this birthday turning 50, watch this. I know less today getting ready to turn 50 than I did when I was 29 getting ready to turn 30. Because when I was 29 getting ready to turn 30, I knew everything. Absolute know-it-all. Today, not so much.
And you're more comfortable with that lack of knowledge. Yeah.
Beautiful. I think you're happy too because at this age, 50, you can look back and see how much you've accomplished. You've done so much, I feel like, in the last decade. So, there's not as much negativity going on. You've done a lot, I feel like.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, so your dog turned 50. Don't worry. I might remind you a few times. And my birthday falls on a Saturday. And so that means on Friday, April 10th, we're going to have a party here in studio. Jacob, your management, so you can't come.
Yeah, that's
I can't have management at my party,
parties.
bro.
No,
Gotta have a separation.
Can I stand out the window and look in, though?
Yeah.
They'll send a Happy Meal over.
Yeah. By the way, Liz McKenna says, G saying he was more scared of his parents than the police. LOL. His pops was the police. Liz, you're right. Agree to disagree. Brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
Excellent.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
I'm worried we might only have time for one. Should I?
One.
Okay, let's
It's
do one.
okay, yeah.
I'll start with one that's a little relevant to me. There's a piece in the Wall Street Journal with the headline, "The Do's and Don'ts of Using AI to Write Performance Reviews." Do you have any theories on where this is going? In the article, they suggest that obviously AI can save you lots of time come yearly review time. But if you have a savvy employee who realizes what you've done, they're not going to be happy with you. They're probably pretty upset. Their advice, you do actually have to write the performance reviews yourself, but you can have AI edit them for you maybe. G, do you think it's okay for a manager to use AI to help them with performance reviews, or would it bother you?
It wouldn't bother me at all.
Really? Interesting.
Well,
Okay.
well, here's the thing. A lot of times when you got a manager, like you and your partner B, you know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of times you're doing things because you got a boss, right? And so you got to show, look, I talk to you every day.
True.
I talk to B in there every day. We got a relationship. We see you see it all. But then you have to do a performance review for your boss. You don't feel like doing that? Go to ChatGPT, write this up. This is what I think about G.
Yeah.
Spit it out for me so I can have boss lady look it over and it looks all good.
Okay. So you don't really, you're not that interested in the performance reviews. You don't care about them too much, really.
No.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
A lot of times y'all don't really understand me anyways. Let's not pretend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, there's some things you might understand about me, but no, go ahead and these performance reviews, it's performance.
Yeah.
Meaning performance by the manager writing it up.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. I think there are some people that they get their self-esteem from their manager telling them, you're doing a good job. So if they found out, well, that's not even what my manager thinks. That's what this computer thinks.
Oh, since we're talking about that, and by the way, you listening, and by the way, B might be listening right now too. Y'all don't never tell me I do a good job. I've been working here all these years. I can't count on one finger how many times you guys called me in and said, you know what, G?
Okay.
You're doing a great job.
Well,
we appreciate you. So y'all don't do that.
Yeah, I know the segment will end. I'll walk into Brian's office. I'll add it to the agenda for the next show meeting where we tell Jay he's doing a good job. But I hear you. Yeah.
But here's the thing. That don't mean I don't think y'all don't love me.
Sure.
Like, for an example, you ever get ready to go out to eat with your significant other and you guys get all dressed up and you don't tell her she looks nice? And you might not say, oh, you know what, you look fantastic, right? And then you go out to eat and like 3 people say to your significant other, hey, you look fantastic. That doesn't mean that your significant other loves you any less. Same with y'all. Y'all don't never tell me I do a good job.
That's what the
text line
that's what the text line's for. Yeah.
Wait. I got to count on the text line? This is the same text line that these folks say, get this dude off the radio every day.
That's true. It's
we can't wait
mistress.
for Ursula to get back. I can't believe G said that. He has TDS.
That's right.
So, as a radio host, if I'm counting on the text line for affirmation, I get low self-esteem.
It's dangerous.
That's a love-hate relationship right there.
Abusive partner, I think, really.
All right. So do you know how the text messages go down here?
I think so.
Okay,
I've got a bunch of them.
Okay,
there was a lot.
We're going to do text messages, feedback, and then we'll have words. How about words to live by? You know you got to do that, too.
Oh, no, that's news to me. We'll figure that out.
You got to do the words to live by. And also, I'm on strike. I don't do text messages at the end of the show.
Oh, I have to read them by myself?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Dr. Mark Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures, including mine, at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. And we've interviewed over 100 of Dr. Wagner's patients, and we hear the same things. It changed my life. I'm back to doing the activities I love without pain. It really works. It's remarkable.
We love helping people get back to living life to the fullest and doing the things they enjoy most.
They also must really enjoy not having the pain and recovery time with surgery.
Stem cell therapy is a 60-minute non-surgical, minimally invasive procedure to eliminate pain, regenerate cartilage, treat tendon and ligament tears, osteoarthritis, and chronic tendonitis.
And you only use the patient's own stem cells.
That's right, their body's own stem cells.
So whether it's a hip like me, an elbow, shoulder, or knee.
Don't forget ankles, wrists, and thumbs.
Yep, those patients too. Before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD first. Learn more at drmarkwagnermd.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical,
there's no beating CM Heating.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
I'm here with Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, you were just telling me you think 2026 is going to be a rebound year for the housing market.
That's right. I think we're heading into the best real estate market of the past 4 years. And here's why. If you take a step back and look at the big picture, experts are anticipating a 15% increase in sales volume next year. Interest rates are at near 3-year lows and trending down, and home prices have held near all-time highs. There is a lot of pent-up demand. People have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for their time to jump into the market since 2022, and they need a place to buy.
So, hey, 2026 might be your year. If you're considering selling your home, if you're thinking about moving, but there was something that was just holding you back, now might be a great time. So do this. Go to sellwithwes.com. You can see your home's real value there with Wes's home value calculator. Then schedule an appointment by giving him a call. Sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. You know what? Once again, I debated. I shared this with my group of folks. Can I share a text with y'all that I got literally during the show?
Absolutely.
We family, right? Y'all ain't gonna tell nobody. So, Nick, check this out. I literally got this. Matter of fact, I got this text and I didn't even know who it was from. All right,
here we go.
But buckle up. Gee, I was just listening to your show, and I know this is random. I am very proud of you. I've known you for over 25 years. Again, back when you had a minivan and a water tank, and it was just part of your hustle. As you guys know, I used to detail cars. You guys know that story. Anyway, life was fun at times. But I wonder, why did G dumb himself down for so many years and wait so long to live his full potential? You're so accomplished, intelligent, and inspirational. You started from the bottom, now you're here. That should be your new book title. What words would you give youth today about letting time pass by dumbing down and depriving the world of what they have to offer? Or that it's never too late? You're proof of that. I read that text message that came to me twice, Jacob. And I was getting to think about it. And the part that, look, I do think that this person meant good. Like, I don't think, I mean, it was a kind of a backhanded compliment, and known you for over 25 years and life was fun, but why did you dumb yourself down for so many years? And so let me just say this. It's not that I was dumbing myself down, or it's not that people are dumbing themselves down. Sometimes there are just times in life, and I talked about this earlier today when we were talking about the 401k. Sometimes people are just in survival mode. And you do a little different. How can I explain this? Okay, here I'll explain it like this. Do you or have you ever gone to the grocery store hungry? Have you ever shopped hungry, and have you noticed that what you and how you buy when you're hungry might be a little different than how you buy when you're full? That's the same in life. You might go about life a little different when you're hungry. This is why kids should have meals. This is why kids should have they should have free meals, because if they're in school hungry, it's hard for them to learn. It's hard for them to think. And so when it comes to me, and by the way, I don't just think it's me, I think it's other people too. People think that you're dumbing yourself. You're not dumbing yourself down. You're just doing the best that you can. And sometimes you might catch a break. There's a lot of people in society right now that are smart, that are working their tails off, that they're determined, they're not lazy, they're crossing T's, they're dotting I's, they're doing everything that they're supposed to do, and still are financially struggling and they can't catch a break. So the next time you guys see someone struggling or something like that, sometimes it's not always that they're not dumbing themselves down, or they're not irresponsible, or they're not lazy. Sometimes they're just looking to catch that break. And fortunately for me, I, like many others, worked hard, but I caught a break. That's what happened. I just so happened to say, oh, by the way, I ended up in Kirkland at Northwest College at the back of this building where the Seahawks practice. And I said, hey, can I clean you guys' cars for free just to show you what I can do? And it worked.
It goes the other way around, too. Just because you see someone who's wealthy and successful, that doesn't necessarily mean they worked hard for it either, you know. Sometimes they got a little luck on their side as well.
Yeah. All right, Jacob, there goes those text messages. Now it's on you. It's time for words to live by. What do you got?
Well, Greg in Las Vegas actually helped me out by sending one in. He says the words to live by: peace of mind is often cheaper than we expect once we stop pricing the wrong things.
Ooh, that was Greg in Vegas?
Yep.
Very fitting.
Greg in Las Vegas, we share the same birthday. That's right. We share the same. Yeah.
How old's he turning next month? Yeah.
Your dog turned 50.
Big day for Greg.
Yeah. Hey, Laura, you doing good?
Yeah.
All right. How's my buddy Wesley?
He's hanging in there. He had to go to school today, though, so he didn't get to listen.
All right. Tell Wesley hello. All right, Nick, what you got, man?
Well, lately we've seen many former Hawks find brand new teams with perhaps a bigger bag in store for them to make their dreams. But I'm sure, unlike the U.S. baseball squad who are on the ropes, they won't count their eggs and chickens while they're still hanging on hope. And if the U.S. baseball coach led Little Leagues instead, I don't think the parents would have Happy Meals for him ahead. They might try taking his iPad tablet time away from him, too, acting younger than their own kids, for crying out loud.
Okay. Nick, come on, man. You jamming, man. Boy, let go.
I was on a roll today.
Yeah, today was your day. See, you was feeling it.
I was feeling it, yeah.
You must weren't hungry today.
Ooh, yeah. Maybe Jacob gave me some inspiration hopping on in today.
Yeah. Hey, so Jacob, what's the deal? Are you with me tomorrow?
Should be back to Paul, actually.
Oh, back to Paul tomorrow.
One day of me. Yeah.
Okay.
Just the one.
Well, thank you, Jacob. Did you have fun?
I had a great time.
You did?
Yeah.
You should come do this more often.
Okay.
Next time the beard will be longer, right?
That's right. Yeah. We'll see if you still want me by then.
Hey, thanks, Jacob. Appreciate you.
Thank
Nick,
you.
appreciate you, man.
You too, man.
Lori, thank you. As always, love what you do. Hey, the Jake and Spike Show. Yep, they're coming in next. Y'all got to stick around and have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow is Thursday. You can go ahead. You can sit in right now, the text line. Jacob's watching, and whatever y'all want me to talk about tomorrow, I'll tell you what. We'll talk about some good stuff. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
I can't let you go. All right now.
The John Curley Show.
I can't wait till I get a little older, be the really crotchety old guy, getting close to being eccentric. As my mom used to say, I don't make enough money to be eccentric. I'm just middle-class crazy right now.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into video only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-529-2856. 800-529-2856 or biglou.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Staples has hot deals on everything for your business, like up to $125 off your print order. Ends 4/18, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at